some music and stuff, and what's some music and stuff in the background.
We really are live.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of how we only got like 9 minutes before we're actually fully live on this thing. So we don't have.
I got time.
Yeah, well, yeah, it didn't start when we start when we were going to. It is wine night. It is wine night.
Oh shit! It's wine night. Hold on. Yeah. See. All right. I'll get prepared.
Okay. I'll go. You want me to remove you from the mix?
Yeah, remove you for right now.
Okay, I'm gonna remove you for right now while you get your wine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'll remove just for a second. Okay, you're there. Andre, what's going on? Did you fix your issues and whatnot? Did you get everything fixed out? Everything good? Good. Yes, yes. No. Andre, yes, no. Tanya, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Cammy, hello. Man, what a night, right? It's the last Tuesday of 2020. Boo, 2020. Yeah, 2020 sucks. And but anyways, hey, we're here. And Ishin, what's going on? Hey, we're about to find out whether or not when we do this 2020 20 best funk albums of 2020, we have to decide whether or not Titus, what's going on? We're going to figure out exactly if this whole thing goes haywire. And it's just been ridiculous because, believe it or not, if you guys remember, Garrett Scheider, son of Gary Scheider, and he was a guest on the show. What was it, 3 weeks ago? And we did this 3 weeks ago, and YouTube shut down the video and basically said it was a copyright claim. And I said, Susan, what's going on? Lisa, hello. Shirley, hello from California, Philadelphia.
Those are two different places.
Yeah, I know it's two different places. Mary's here, Shirley's there. But anyway, so YouTube shut down the video and said, yeah, so we're going to go live here in about 7 minutes. We're going to go live on the radio station. As you can see, I'm back to my old background because we're doing it on the laptop again because we had too much stuff going on tonight. We have the wheel that we're going to be spinning for the drawing for the raffle. Then we have the 20 best funk bands, which is actually technically 25. We're going to be doing 20 bands, and we're going to be doing 5 bonus bands as well. So you're about to hear a lot of new music tonight. Not going to be playing full songs, but we're going to be talking about each one of the 20 bands. And then what we're going to be doing is we are then going to be playing a clip from a song that I chose from the album, like one of my favorite songs out, whatever. Jamie, yes, hello from Pennsylvania. Hey, do you know Shirley Carter? Shirley Carter's up in the Philly right now too. Elena, how are you? Jamie, hello. Hope you know. Yeah, Pamela, hello from Detroit. Oh, goodness gracious, it's cold up there, I'm sure. Yeah, it's actually pretty cold here in Georgia too. It has been until recently. It's been about like 50 something degrees right now is what it is now. But we've been getting into the 30s and whatnot at night. And it's been kind of nuts. It is wine night. Sean from Northern Michigan. Look, you got a couple people from Michigan, a couple people from Philly. Man, obviously I'm sitting here with with my Falcons gear. Yeah, I got to say, hats off to the Falcons for how they were able to handle Kansas City Chiefs, even though they lost the game. They were just like literally like a mistake or two away. Same thing with the Super Bowl. A mistake or two away from winning the game. It was great. Been fun. Kemi, New Mexico. Oh, Lenny, you know what? Dude, I'm representing for Lenny tonight. I meant to put this on and I forgot to put it on. Yeah, baby. Representing Purple Underground right here, buddy. I was going to put that on, but I was like afraid to put a hole in my PRN shirt. But I got it out. Ronald got his slouch hat. Awesome. Hello, Sandra. How are you? Yeah, so tonight's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be, Lisa said she has a Chardonnay. I've got a drink here, but this is wine night. How many minutes we got? No, we got extra time. We got a minute extra. Yeah, we got about 4.5 minutes before we go live. It is wine night, but Arlene from Edmonton, Canada. Hello. Yeah, Canada. So we are. Listen, I went to. We had a birthday dinner along with my daughter's boyfriend's dad, who also shares the same birthday as me, November 18th. And we went to this. We went to this Italian restaurant that was really, really good. And he ordered some wine that I've never had before. It was just a. He ordered some wine that I've never had, and it was pretty amazing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this wine out. And I didn't realize how expensive the wine was. It was very expensive. So we got 4 minutes exactly right now, and it was like $100 bottle of wine. It was like right at $100. But this wine was so good. It was so friggin' good. And I decided that I just said, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture of this wine, and I'm gonna have to get it at some point in time when I have, whatever. And lo and behold, Christmas comes along, and wife hands me a Christmas stocking, and there it is. She bought me a bottle of the wine. This is the wine I was talking about. It is Camus Vineyards, 2018. It's a cab, so it's Cabernet Sauvignon. It's got this light here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to correct this light or not. No, just leave it. So it's Camus Vineyards 2018, and it's an expensive bottle of wine for sure. And I meant to open it to let it breathe for a little bit because it's going to be a wine night tonight. And let me bring Rob on while we're all sitting here. And Rob said that he was going to be going grab some wine. You got a lot of headspace, Rob. You got a lot of headspace in you. Look at that right over there. All that headspace right there. You got a lot of.
Are we back in that situation where you guys can hear me and I can't hear you?
No, I guess so. You can't hear me. Oh, great. Well, hopefully we'll figure that all out. So I'm gonna pour some of this. It's red wine. $100. I don't know how much she spent for it. Probably wasn't $100. That's how much the restaurant charged. But if you buy it direct, it's probably somewhere close to about $70, which is still an expensive bottle of wine. Because I'm used to spending like $15 or $20 for a bottle of wine. Not like this. This is insane. Doesn't make a whole bunch of sense that you spend that much money for a wine. I mean, I like the what's that? You got 2 minutes. Kangaroo wine or whatever. I don't know. What's that? Yellowtail. I'd like that one. There's a bunch of different ones. So it's ice wine, grapes harvested in winter. No, Sean, I have not tried that. That sounds great. Cammy says hello, Rob.
Isn't that one your favorite?
You know everybody can hear you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Cammy. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Yep, of course.
Yes, we can hear you.
We had this fixed like 5 minutes ago.
Yep. Now you got to go to something else.
Tell me when you do that.
We're probably doing about 10 minutes. We got to go live and whatnot. So I hope that everybody that donated, we're going to go over the list of the people that donated because it's not that extensive, but I really want to kind of give a thank. Oh, he dropped off. Give a major thank you to hey Jill from South Glastonbury, Connecticut. Cheers. Yes, we're going to be doing the everybody says no volume for me. Everybody can hear me okay? Yes, Cammy, we love free wine. Free wine's always good. Rob's back on. Let's see if he can hear us now. Rob, can you hear us now?
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so we're about to go live. So again, what we're going to be doing tonight is we got 20 seconds. We're about to go live, and what we're going to be doing here. Oh, that's not wine, is it? No, he's got bourbon whiskey. He's shortcutting. All right, hold on a second.
We'll make you wine if you're not careful.
All right, here we go. We're going live. Going live, everybody.
Now?
Yep. Now, wine is not a good thing to drink if you're going to be talking all night.
Yeah, I'll tell you, bourbon's not either.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Funkatopia Live. It's Mr. Christopher. I had to shift back to the old system setup, so I had to turn down the music when I talk now. I hope everybody's doing good. It's Mr. Christopher with the Funkatopia Radio Show, and tonight we are having a lot of fun. A special guest with me. Well, not special guest. He's now a co-host of sorts on the show. My good friend, Rob Rhythms in the house.
That was quick, man. That's the fastest I've ever been promoted.
If you guys want to be able to tune in and enjoy the show, there's a lot of visuals tonight, so you may want to join us. If you're listening on the radio station for audio only, means if you're listening on the Funked Up app, or if you're listening on Funkatopia.com at the Funk Radio section of Funkatopia.com, or there's actually Radionomy. There's like a ton of different ways you could be listening to this audio. But if you go to Facebook.com/Funkatopia, that's Facebook.com/Funkatopia. Or if you also go to YouTube, I think it's YouTube.com/user/Funkatopians. We added an NS on the end of it there. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, there is a visual component to this because tonight we are going to be doing a lot of different things. There's a lot of stuff to cover tonight. And I don't think initially we didn't, before we left air last week, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, not last week. Was it last week? No, week before last.
It wasn't last week, man. We took a break.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I think this show was not planned.
No, it wasn't planned. I didn't know until a few minutes ago.
Anyways, so we are so here we are, and it's the last Tuesday of 2020, and I kind of felt like I wanted to do something. My wife said that we had some plans for New Year's Eve, but then she changed something, and now all of a sudden we don't have plans. So what I was going to do on New Year's Eve, and I might still do it, who knows? I know we only got a few days, but I was thinking about connecting up my laptop and just doing a New Year's Eve bash and just playing a bunch of music and DJing a bunch of music all night. And but the problem with doing that, though, what normally is a problem is that the biggest part of the problem, really, more than anything else, is YouTube and Facebook and their inherent nature to want to just nix our show. Because if you play any music that is copyrighted on the radio station, they just go ape and they cut loose. I was telling the pre-show audience before that we did 3 or 4 weeks ago, we did an interview with Garrett Scheider, son of Gary Scheider from Parliament Funkadelic, aka Diaper Man. His son, Garrett Scheider, was on the show and was telling us all about, playing with Parliament Funkadelic and, the history with his dad and all this stuff. And I posted that interview the next day on YouTube. It actually went live the next day, and YouTube gave me a copyright strike, and not a copyright strike, but they took the video down and said, you can't use this. You can't do this music. I was like, okay, first off, once again, we're ASCAP licensed. I have the licensing to be able to play music on this show. Secondly, he is Garrett Scheider. It was his music that we were playing. We were not. I had
but
the
he may not
writer.
Completely own his music.
I had the writer and producer and performer of the music on the show asking me to play the songs. And so I actually went through the process, and literally just today, just to give you an idea of how much of a pain in the butt this is, just today, I got a notice from YouTube saying, what did it say? I'm going to read this verbatim. It says, "Good news. After reviewing your dispute, CD Baby has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video."
Wait, CD Baby is the one that we had the
I guess
problem
CD
with?
Baby is somehow involved in this process now, and they were the ones that gave me the copyright, the ones that complained to YouTube and said, this is our song. So they are the ones that had an issue, apparently. And this is to give you an idea. That was weeks ago. That just gives you an idea of how long this process takes to untangle a video, even when you have the rights to play it, even when you're licensed, even if it's just insane. It's just ridiculous. But anyways, so tonight we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. First off, I hope everybody enjoyed Princemas. I don't know. For one thing, It's wine night. That's the reason why you're going to hear me clearing my throat quite a bit, is because we do wine nights every now and then where we drink a bottle of wine, not a whole bottle of wine, but we drink wine. And tonight I actually was gifted for Christmas a bottle of 2018 Camus Vineyards. It's already taken place. Cabernet Sauvignon, which is a pretty expensive bottle of wine. It's like 70, 80 bucks or whatever.
Holy crap.
And it's a pretty expensive bottle of wine, but I got it for Christmas and I love this wine. It was so good. It's just smooth. It's not too bitter. It's not too sweet. It's got the perfect hint. It's great. And so I'm celebrating tonight with you guys. It's the last Tuesday of 2020. And so if you are drinking wine, everybody, please drink wine. It's great. Have fun. We're going to have a good time here tonight. But Princemas happened not for 11 days, was it? No, 9 days. We started Saturday at noon, and that was, what date was that? That was Saturday the 19th. We started on the 19th. Saturday, December 19th, we started playing live concerts recorded by Prince. Over the years, we covered every single year that he performed from 1980 to 2016, and we played nothing but back-to-back concerts for the entirety of from the 19th all the way until just yesterday at noon. So we literally played just concert after concert after concert after concert. And once we got halfway through, then we had a 12-hour offset, and then we turned around and played those same concerts again so that you can miss everything that you can listen to everything that you may have missed when you were sleeping last time. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of live concerts. But during the second wave, we decided that we were going to start a raffle. And the raffle basically was for every $5 that you donated to Funkatopia, a portion of the proceeds were going to be going to prnalumni.org. prnalumni.org is a organization that helps individuals who were once in the employ of Prince, or maybe they still are employed by maybe Paisley Park, or just working for the estate, or whatever the case may be. And if any of those individuals happen to have any type of financial hardship, PRN Alumni comes in and helps them, pay their bills, helps pay medical expenses, whatever it is that they need. And so we were raising money for that. So a portion of any donations that came in were going to PRN Alumni. And we said, for every $5 that you donate, you get an entry into a raffle. And the raffle, this is kind of going to be a visual thing. So if you're listening on the radio station, I hope you're also alternately listening or watching on Facebook, because I want to show you what the raffle is for. The first thing is, we have 3 prizes here. The third place prize was a brand new copy of Prince, A Private Life from Afshin Shahidi. It's a brand new photography book. It's beautiful. It's got a bunch of beautiful photography and stuff in this book. Again, it's Prince, A Private View, Afshin Shahidi. And on top of that, you also get a Funkatopia sticker as well with that. I thought there was something else, but I think that may be it. Second place was also a copy of Afshin Shahidi's book, and also a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's brand new album, Get Experienced, and also, a purple Funkatopia beanie, also in third place. For second place, you get the book, a purple Funkatopia beanie, a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's CD, Get Experienced, and also a Funkatopia sticker. And so that's second place and third place. Grand prize. The grand prize is kind of what everybody kind of went haywire for. And that is, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago about bootlegs. and what started that discussion was a vinyl of Prince's album Deliverance that was apparently officially released by Rogue Music, not officially released by the estate, but officially released by Rogue Music Alliance, who was the original company who was going to be pushing this stuff out on CD and vinyl and a bunch of other stuff. I'm not getting into the technicalities of all this stuff. I just happened to find it. It's clear vinyl, and it was going to be. So let's talk about the grand prize. The grand prize is a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's Get Experienced album, a sealed copy of Morris Day's Daydreaming album, sealed, not opened. I can't imagine who hasn't opened that since 1980, whatever. a sealed copy of Vanity's Pretty Mess, which is actually pretty cool because the label on this is really kind of much bigger than so I guess the actual vinyl itself is only like a 45's worth, but on the outer rims of this, but so the label is bigger than normal, but it's Pretty Mess on one side and Mechanical Emotion on the other side. That is sealed. Also, here's something. These are things that are not sealed. Sheila E's album. We'll get to that one. This is the infamous album that's got Soul Salsa, Honeyman, Love on a Blue Train, Wednesday Like a River, Cuckoo, Faded Photographs. This is that album. This is Sheila E's album right here. That was also in there. Also, oops.
Wait, all of that? You're still going?
All this is on the grand prize. Jesse Johnson's review. That's directly from my collection. Jesse Johnson's review even comes with that amazing insert with the pink suit. He didn't wear it better than me, but it's pink suit. Prince's maxi single Cream, that one. And of course, the piece de resistance, Prince's Deliverance album. And that is this is the one that is on clear vinyl. You can see all the pictures and everything. But again, Rogue Music Alliance released all these vinyls and CDs out into the ether. And I happened to pick up a copy right at the launch of this. So here it is, all of this for the grand prize. So again, for every $5 that somebody donated, they're going to win that. They could have a chance to win that grand prize. So if you donated $25, you got 5 entries into it. You just donated $5, you got 1 entry. At least you're in it. You got to be in it to win it. So anyways, it's just going to be, it's insane. It's just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous grand prize. And the second and third place prize didn't even exist until probably just a few days ago or 4 days ago, because I said, if you guys donate, we'll make sure that we sweeten the pot. And we did. So we added the second place and the third place so that there's more chances to win. So that all being said, I know that a lot of people here want to do the raffle, and we're going to do that raffle because here is a picture. If you're, again, for those of you who are on the radio, I told you there's going to be a lot of visual components tonight, but this is what the wheel looks like. Okay. Now, if you're looking at the wheel on YouTube and on Facebook or wherever else you may be watching this video stream, each one of those little lines that you see here are names. Now, these aren't all the names of everybody that donated. Let's get really clear, because if somebody donated $100, they got 20 entries into this. So their name is going to be on that wheel 20 times. So that's kind of how we played this out. So here are the rules. I'm going to break this up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to do third place, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the 20 best funk albums of 2020. We're going to talk a little bit through some of those, and then we'll draw for second place, and then we'll talk a little bit more about 2020 best funk albums, and then we'll do the grand prize drawing. I know that's going to make everybody insane, but the reality of it is, is that I want you guys to hear some great new music, and there's so much great music that's coming out. So this drawing right here, that we're going to be doing is, first off, let me do this. Let me see if I've got, how long is this list? It's not that long. Excuse me. Let me do this. I want to go ahead and read the names of everybody that donated for this Princemas celebration. Okay. These are the names that are represented on this board, some more than others because some donated more than others, but I want to read everybody's name. There's not a whole bunch. There's like 34. So it's not, but I want you guys to get a shout out of sorts. And it's not going to take me long to ramble through this. So let me give major props to all these people who donated, because again, a portion of the proceeds are going to go to PRN alumni, which total, I think with the total of everything that we're doing, I think we raised $500 for PRN alumni, which is great. That's awesome. I mean, so it's going to help some people out. And obviously, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is what we wanted. We wanted to make sure that, all of our expenses were covered and we were able to get all this stuff out to you and make sure that we had an amazing Princemas. But on top of that, we also wanted to make sure that PRN alumni was taken care of. So that all being said, let me just get to this. It's so weird. It's still weird, Rob, to see you responding on this board over here. It's just so weird because it says Funkatopia says, and I'm like sitting right here and I haven't said anything. It's just really weird.
I'm saying it for you, man. I feel you right here.
I know, it's all good. So anyways, let me go through these names really quick because I want to say thank you to everybody that donated. I really, really do. So let's start here. And if anybody, so for those of you that are here, if you got people that come in late and say, well, I don't understand why, have they done the drawing? What was the drawing? You can tell them, yes, they already did the one drawing and there's going to be more. Rob, you can watch out for those too. So I'm going to go through the list and then I'm going to spin the wheel for third place and we're going to start right there. Okay. So if, whatever. Anyways, here are the people. I haven't even gotten into the wine yet. I'm literally like one sip into the wine. All right. Here we go. Thank you so much to these following individuals: Blessing Demua, Veronica Plesha, John Frost, Tanya Crockett, Audrey Talley, Heather Lane, Cindy Julius, Jill Premu, Krista Schatt, Henrietta Littleton, Angela Foster, Andrea Kober, Adriana Copeman, Terry Williamson, Cassandra Bradley, Brian Davis, Manny, Brian Colvin, Catherine King, Samantha Zelavansky, Jill Don Francisco, Trish Westberg, Sue Palat, Nakia Alfred Sanders, Lisa B, Dee Dee Riggs, Henrietta Littleton. Did I already say Henrietta Littleton? I think I did. Yeah, she's in here twice. Noelle Grube, Honey Green, Mary Jane Boren, Kathy Holzer, Robert Jansen, and Cammie Mattingly. Those are all the people that donated. Now, the reason why Henrietta Littleton's in there twice is because she donated twice. Actually, John, I know that you donated twice too, but I combined yours. I forgot to combine Henrietta, so she's in there. But all of you guys, thank you guys so much for all of your donations. And if I named your name, you're in the list. And I went and I verified everybody in PayPal. I verified everybody in Venmo. I verified everybody in the Cash App. I verified everybody that was in there. So as long as I called your name, you're in there. Because if you didn't hear your name, something went wrong. You didn't donate correctly. Anyways, thank you to all those individuals. So let's do this. Third place. Let's go ahead and do this first, shall we? And third place is for a copy of Prince's A Private View from Afshin Shahidi. It's a brand new book and also a purple Funkatopia hat and also a beanie and also a Funkatopia sticker. So that is for third place. Rob, let's go ahead and roll the, let me make sure I'm not doing anything. Go ahead and roll the drums and let's go ahead and let's turn this wheel. Oh, I got to do it from here. All right, here we go. Where is the thing? Okay. Here we go. And the wheel is turning. And third place winner is Henrietta Littleton. All right. Henrietta Littleton got third place. Now, now hold on a second. I need to clarify because we're going to follow the same rules that we followed with Bootsy Collins when we did the drawing for Bootsy. Okay. Many of these people obviously have entered to try to win the grand prize. If we do second place and the grand prize, and one of those names is the same as a previous winner, that person gets the better prize. So if Henrietta gets picked again for the grand prize, she wins the grand prize and we will redraw for third place. So just to be clear, it's just to be a lot of a fair, because a lot of times people are in here and, so it's just trying to be fair across the whole gamut. Okay. That's essentially what we're doing. So Henrietta, congratulations. You at least won third place. You still got a shot at winning the third place. But what does happen though, is that one of your entries does get removed. See, click remove. So you have been one of your entries has been removed from this wheel. So that entry is gone. So that all being said, Henrietta, congratulations for that third place win. We're going to talk a little bit about the 20 best funk albums of 2020, and then we'll do the second place drawing in just a second. And I'm sure that will make everybody nuts, but that's okay. So for right now, let's go ahead and close up that wheel. Henrietta, this is just so amazing. Yes. Anna saying, I wish this was about Prince and his music. Yes, it is what it is. Who's to say that Prince is not on this list of the best funk albums? Who's to say? So let's talk about this. Every single year since 2010, yes, we've been doing this for 2011. We've been doing this for almost a decade. We have chosen the 20 best funk albums of every single year. And we've been doing this for a long time, and it's gotten to a point where a lot of the artists and a lot of people that around the world listen to these shows and or look at the list and are really, really, everybody says to drink. We should probably take a second to drink. Okay, everybody drink. You're drinking bourbon whiskey. You're like going to get like sloshed before the end of the night, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it slow.
Okay. This is amazing. This, again, for those of you just tuning in, this is a bottle of wine called Camus Vineyards, and it's an expensive bottle of wine, but it's very, very good. It's not too bitter. It's not too sweet. It's kind of just perfect what you expect for a cab. It's just really, really good. Anyways,
It's called Larceny.
That's called Larceny. All right.
It's the same recipe that they used. There was a sheriff who made his own bourbon back when it was illegal. So it's called Larceny.
So then it became legal, and then he put it in a bottle, and
then it became legal. And years later, he was like, his family gets to make money.
Okay. There you go. Anyway, so we've been doing this list of the 20 best funk albums for many years. I think one year, in 2017, I think we did 30, and it just didn't go over well. Everybody was like, no, 20 is enough. So we stuck to 20. So are you guys like really, really, everybody really, really frazzled about not doing the second place and grand prize drawing right now? Is everybody kind of getting pissed off? Is that what's happening here? Okay, listen, I won't drag this on too long for those of you who are in here for the raffle drawing. Okay, we'll just should we just go ahead and just do it and get it over with?
Yeah, you could do it. You could do a couple of albums. I don't know, man. What do you want to do? It's your show. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
I don't really have a whole lot of power.
I just don't want to get people get
co-host.
Okay. I just don't want people to get annoyed, or people that come in late are just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so everybody's fair. Okay. Well, Jill Don Francisco said, no, this is awesome. Have fun. So
have fun.
And she's in the drawing. Her name is on that wheel. So Cammie says, do it. All right. Okay. So here, you know what? I would rather not have a whole bunch of people who are just going to be agitated. So let's go ahead and do the drawings. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do it. All right. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and do it. I'm not going to drag this on. This is not going to be a insane thing. All right. So Henrietta Littleton, she won third place. So here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to spin the wheel again. Now, see, last time we spin the wheel, it had sound effects. It went tick, 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 tick. And then when it chose, it went, yay. It's not even doing any of that right now, which is kind of annoying. But anyways, so, all right. So this is for second place. Again, if Henrietta's name comes up in second place or grand place, she wins whatever that prize is. And then we will redraw for the third place drawing or whatever one, if her name comes up again. Okay. All right, here we go. This is for second place, which is Prince's A Private View from Afshan Shahidi, a purple beanie from Funkatopia, a Funkatopia sticker, and a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's brand new album, Get Experienced. So all of that is on the line for second place. Let's spin. No, Andre, you're not in there. Yeah, you're not in there. Yeah, I know. Well, you know.
That
Andre,
means he's never gonna get hit.
Yes, he's not. All right, here we go. Oh, everybody says drink. All right, Ronlin says drink. All right, here we go. we're doing the second place drawing right now because once I get into this 2020 best funk albums, I don't think I want to keep breaking this up. So let's go ahead and do this. Get it out of the way. Here we go. We are rolling the wheel for second place, and it's gone. Here we go. And the winner is for second place. Henrietta Littleton again.
He's moved up.
Okay. All right. So that means that, wow. See, Henrietta, how many things did you have in there? Oh, well, I can see why. She was in here quite a bit. All right. So, Henrietta, we're removing another one. So, Henrietta, you are now moved up to second place. So, your gift just got, I can't click from there. Got to click from here. So, we're taking that out. And so now you've got second place, Henrietta. So now we are re-spinning for third place right now. Re-spinning for third. All right. So this is not the grand prize. We're re-spinning for third. Here we go. Third place. Here we go. Okay. And third place of Henrietta comes up again. I don't know what I'm going to do. Third place goes. Oh, come on.
You got the first prize.
She's got a lot of them. This is the problem, is that she donated so many times. You got to see this list. This list is insane. All right, so we're moving out. We're oh my gosh. So she just keeps on. Henrietta, go out and buy a lottery ticket like immediately. The probability that you keep coming up is just insane. It's just ridiculous. All right, here we go. Gonna do it again. Third place for somebody different. Trish Westberg. All right. Trish Westberg has third place. So Trish Westberg, you have third place, which means that you get the Prince book, you get a purple Funkatopia beanie, and you get a Funkatopia sticker. Henrietta, you are moved up to second place, where you're getting all those things plus a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's album. And we're removing Trish Westberg's listing now. Here we go. This is for the grand prize drawing, which includes 6 vinyl CDs. 6 vinyl CDs. So you're going to get Prince's Deliverance on clear vinyl. You're going to get Morris Day's Daydreaming. You're going to get Sheila E. You're going to get Jesse Johnson's Review. You're going to be getting, what else you're going to be getting? You're going to be getting the maxi single of Cream. You're going to be getting... Oh, you guys know what all those vinyls are. And on top of that, you're going to be getting a download of Jelly Bean Johnson's brand new album, Get Experienced, and a Funkatopia sticker. So here we go. Oh, and a slouch hat too, a Funkatopia slouch hat, like the one that I'm wearing right now. Here it is. This is for the drawing. This is for the grand prize. Is everybody ready? Everybody's ready for this, right? This is a grand prize drawing. Yeah. Here we go. Grand prize drawing, and we're spinning the wheel right now. Here we go. And the winner of the grand prize drawing is, I don't know what that is, Audrey Kelly. Audrey, congratulations. Man, I tell you, and that's just amazing to me. Where was she at? Oh, yes, Audrey did good. She had donated, she donated $55, so she actually got 11 entries into this. Audrey Talley, congratulations. You are the grand prize winner of this. And I'm actually surprised because like John Frost did like 200. So he had like 40 entries on this wheel, and his name didn't come up once in this thing. John, I'm going to take care of you somehow. I'll figure it out because you did fantastic. Henrietta, so Audrey Talley, you are the grand prize winner. I'll make sure that I put this on here and make sure that you are listed correctly. You're the grand prize winner. Henrietta Littleton was the second place winner, and then Trish Westberg was the third place winner. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. Again, remember, you can write off all of these donations because they're going to PRN alumni. So making sure that you know that this is all taken care of, and it's going to be amazing. Thank you guys so much for donating and whatnot. And it's just fun. Yeah, we're seeing all kinds of people. Wally Safford's in the house. Wally, where'd you get those glasses? Safford's in the house. What's going on, brother? I am so glad to see you, man. It's always Sarah. More cowbell. Yeah, so I love it. The fact that Rob is actually actively watching everything that's on here for sure. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, Wally Safford is in the house again. Wally, I can't tell you how proud I am of you that you're finally getting the recognition that you deserve with the release of that song, Wally. On the Sign of the Times Super Deluxe, man. I mean, because if many of you remember, it started out as Billy's Sunglasses before it was even fleshed out, and then Prince was like, Billy's not important. We're gonna go with Wally. So Wally, congratulations once again, brother. I miss you, man. I loved hanging out with you in Minneapolis, sitting out in the hotel lobby and just talking for hours, brother. So, no, Wally, I'm sorry you didn't mean anything. But yes, it is amazing that everybody's here. So now let's talk about the 20 best funk albums of 2020. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to be going through this list, and this list is not in any type of order. It's not in a chronological order. It's not in order of greatness. It's just 20 albums. And actually we have 5 bonus albums. So there's 25 funk albums that you will be, you're not going to be hearing them tonight. We're going to be announcing them tonight so that you can see who won our prestigious list, because our list has been recognized by a lot of publications. And so when we release it, it's a pretty big deal. I'm not patting myself on the back. It's just that when we release it, it just happens to go everywhere. And so it's pretty awesome. And we've kind of just been, honored to get that attention and to kind of be taken so seriously when we compile this list. And a lot of times what we have to do is we have to go out and above and beyond in order to make sure that, we're taking care of everybody that's out there. You don't have to be signed. You can be unsigned. You can be an independent artist, a regional artist. It doesn't matter. You're going to be listed on here if you have what it takes, if you're funky enough. So again, these albums are not in any particular chronological order. Now, what we're going to be doing is that Rob is going to be monitoring he's going to be showing these album covers to you as we kind of go through them. And then I am actually going to be playing a track from the album. Of course, I'm going to have to be quick on the draw here on some of these, because we're back to my old setup here where I have to kind of turn up the volume to kind of hear some of these things, just because we wanted to avoid as many technical problems as we could tonight. So all that being said, let's get started, shall we? Remember, these are not in order of awesomeness. They are all awesome. There is no countdown here or anything. So it's just a bunch of albums that you're really going to enjoy. Matter of fact, I see a couple of folks in here that are on this list and will be, Andre says, Rob, he has word. That's because I talk. I'm like,
that's because this is how it is, man. With me and Chris, he's the talker. I listen. Occasionally, I'll jump in. But how do you listen to him, man? How do you get a word in edgewise? I mean, he's like,
okay. I tell you what. You had an opportunity to be able to see the list in advance. Tell me what you thought of the list in general. Just tell me what you thought of the list in general.
You know what? I'll tell you what I dug about the list. And I actually listened to some of it. I didn't get a chance to listen to all of it, but there's some bands on there that have been up here before, and they're great bands and very funky. A couple of surprises, but they're all. I'm shocked that I missed some of them. To be honest, I was excited just because, man. There's some good stuff. Strong silent type. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Kevin said Rob is a strong silent type. But yeah, as you can imagine,
I'm the guy who sat in the corner. Actually, this is true. I'm the guy who sat in the back class. My hair down on my face. Don't want anybody to get over near me.
I can vouch for that.
That's part of why I like playing the drums. You're in the back. You have a lot of control, but you're in the back.
Until he met me, and I taught him the fine art of skipping school. And I was like, you don't have to sit in the back of the class, young man.
You can just leave.
Come to the
You don't even
dark
have to go at
side.
all.
Come to the dark side. Enjoy. Come to the dark side. We're gonna sit around and we're gonna listen to music and smoke weed all day. Come on, come.
Well,
So, anyways, it's wine night tonight, and as you probably can imagine.
really.
Anyway, so tonight we're gonna have some fun. 20 albums. That we're gonna do 25 albums, actually, technically. The post will be going live on Funkatopia.com tonight. Right after this broadcast, it's all I got. Literally, all I got to do is click publish, and it will be out there, so you'll be able to see everything that we talked about tonight. And what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about each band, a little bit about each band, almost reading kind of verbatim what I had put up here on the actual post. But then on top of that, what we're also going to be doing, I know, what we're also going to be doing is playing a piece of a track from each one of these albums, so you can kind of get a taste of what it's like. And on top of that, I may have to chatter over it a little bit, just kind of, just so YouTube doesn't start freaking out and causing a bunch of mayhem and whatnot. It's just,
I don't know what an ASCAP license means.
wait, what does Stephanie say here? Funkatopia, you just did an interview with Miko Abe and Melvin Riley. Do you think you can get an interview with Giorgio Alentini? He was a Prince clone in the 80s, known for his minor hit Sex Appeal. Do you remember him? Seems like that name sounds familiar.
The song sounds familiar.
Didn't he have an album called just Giorgio? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Maybe.
I don't know, Stephanie. That's a good question. Yeah. But there are so many.
You're tripping me out now.
Evening maggots. All right. Yes. So we are
surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here we go. We're going to talk about the 20 albums. So if I know there's a lot of bands in here that wanted to know if they showed up on this list, and we're about to find out here. Let's start with the very, very first one, shall we? Right out of the gate, Trezay Clinton, Trezombipulation. That is the first one of the 20 that we have. Yeah, Trezay, for those of you who do not know, I can't only imagine the pressure this kid has to go through. He is the grandson of George Clinton. So you got this immediate need to have to kind of, you're a funkadelic at that point. You're born into it. You are born into the mothership. You have no choice whatsoever than to be part of this whole mix. So Trezay Clinton, as far as I know, he does not. I think he had one album before this that kind of went off.
Sorry, man. I looked up Giorgio. I remember this album now. One of us had. Yeah, I think you had this album.
Did I?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me just go ahead and be real clear, because I made the mistake of when Rockwell put out his album. Y'all, you guys remember Rockwell? That was just like, oh man, Rockwell is like the perfect. He had the perfect mix of everything. This was like the album to beat, and then he disappeared. So, anyways, he was just being good. Anyway, let's talk about Trezay Clinton. So, this album obviously came out this year, and it's totally an admiration and a full-on love fest for all things Parliament. Matter of fact, it even starts out with a bunch of. It actually starts out with a lot of dialogue from past Parliament albums and everything. So it is amazing. It is so good. Let's play a clip of Trezay's album. It's a song called Together off of this album. We're going to play a little clip and let me know what you guys think. This song is called Together. Yeah, so we're actually going to get shut down for sure. We're probably going to get shut down for sure. So, yes, that was just a little piece of Trezay's album, Trezombipulation. I guess he kind of felt like he needed to kind of go the total route there. But yes, it is Trezay Clinton. That is the first of the 20 albums that's on here. It is going to be amazing. It is just a fantastic album for sure. Scott, what's going on? Hello. Andre says the sound sucks here. Listen to the Funked Up app if you want to actually hear some really good, because we had to set up a little bit different over here. That was very bass heavy. So yeah, I could probably understand that. We were just talking about Rockwell, and Lawrence says Rockwell disappeared because he was rich already. Very Gordy's son, of course.
Yep.
Yes. So yes. So there's that. So Mofo Rising said we couldn't hear it. I don't know. Could nobody? I guess people could hear some of the things. Anyways, so that was Treze Clinton's a little bit of taste of Together. Again, if you want to listen to the best audio of this, listen to the Funked Up app along with this, because again, to kind of not over-explain it, I just want to briefly explain it again. YouTube and Facebook have this amazing issue where if they hear music for too long that is copyrighted music, not only will they just shut this thing down, they will literally start disconnecting everybody across the whole gamut. It's just a mess. So in order to play by the rules, start up the Funked Up app and you can actually hear a little bit of a clip of this, and you can actually enjoy this a little bit better sound quality wise. So it
might be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a little bit of a delay, but yes. Anyways, yes, copy wrong. Exactly. Mofo Rising. Absolutely. So let's talk about number 2 on this list. And number 2 on this list is
it's yeah. Hold on. I'm there. Ooh, there it is.
Of course it is. Why would it not be here? Bootsy Collins' release of The Power of the One. Now, many people have been waiting for Bootsy's new album. He had an album probably a few years ago. It's probably at least 3 or 4 years ago. But this one, he is actually getting together with a bunch of different stars. He's working with a lot of people that he's actually discovered for himself, people that he's actually admired along the way. And of course, if you've never got an opportunity to see Bootsy live, it's pretty unfortunate because of the fact that Bootsy has announced that he is no longer going to be performing live. So if you want to be able to hear any new material from him, you can only tune in from these albums for sure. And it kind of sucks a little bit. It really kind of sucks more than just a little bit to not be able to see him live anymore. I've had the honor of being able to see him 3 times in concert, once with sitting in with Parliament, and then twice. And then with Bootsy Collins just on his own Bear Creek Music Festival in Live Oak, Florida. So there's only twice I've got to see him, but amazing. And this album is just full of all kinds of the tongue-in-cheek moments that you've known to love from Bootsy, and of course the funk. Let's play a little bit of a clip of The Power of the One, which is the title track for this album. And here it is, The Power of the One. Check it out. Yeah, baby. Uh-huh. And we can't play it.
No, we can't because they'll shut us down.
That's right. Yeah, so they're going to shut us down if we play too much of it. But yes, that was The Power of the One. Bootsy Collins, that was the title track from The Power of the One. Obviously, when you look at everything and how it plays out, there is so much presence of Parliament Funkadelic on this list this year, all over this list. And we're going to talk about this quite a bit because George and the crew make appearances all over this list. And it's obvious that, what more can you expect? It's Bootsy Collins, man. It's Bootsy Collins. Speaking of which, the next one on the list is also a Parliament Funkadelic spinoff. I want to call it that. We had him on the show about 3-4 weeks ago, and here it is. The next one on the list is Garrett Scheider's Pandemic. Obviously, the graphic that we had a new release on here, but Garrett Scheider, he was on the show a few weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was a great show. Got an opportunity to kind of talk about his father, Gary Scheider, aka Diaper Man. Last year, he was actually on this list before, and we checkmarked this album as the one. It was absolutely the album that topped the list throughout the whole entire thing. So Garrett Scheider's Pandemic is, yes, I think we should drink every single time we switch an album. So we're at least getting, what are you holding up? Oh, Corona Ball? What is that?
It's the new strain.
It's the new strain. Oh, yes, there you go. He's got the pandemic strain. He's matching up the. Yeah. So this
I thought
is.
the new word was funk.
Yes. No, we're not doing that. If we had to drink. Yeah. See, Andre got me last time that every single time that we said Prince, we were going to be drinking, and we were talking about Prince all day. It was just ridiculous. So every single time we switch an album, we got to drink. So everybody drink. It's Garrett Scheider's Pandemic. That is also on this list. This is number 3 on the list. Again, in no chronological order, in no order of importance or in order of awesomeness. It's just 20 albums that are fantastic. Plus, we have 5 bonus albums. So we're going to be talking about 25 bands here today. So, again, Garrett Scheider, son of the late, great Gary Scheider, a.k.a. Diaper Man. Was that you? What is that about? Oh, was that your little...
It's a dog toy, man. we play Rona ball with the dog.
Rona ball. Okay.
Like, get the Rona, get the Rona.
Get the Rona, get the Rona. Eat up the Rona. So anyways, he's definitely following in the footsteps, doing all that kind of, I still remember, I did see Bootsy Collins 3 times because I saw him with Open Up for George Clinton. Yep,
that was them. I was there.
Open Up. Bootsy Collins and the Brides of Funkenstein opened up for George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic in Atlanta. I think it was 92, 93. And I still remember because that was the show where somebody reached up and stole his glasses off of his face.
You told me about
so, yes, it was 3 times that I have seen Bootsy. And I still remember he was playing a slow song and it was really quiet and he's just playing his little bass riff and he says, "I'm going to pee in your eyes so you can see where I'm coming from." And I he said, "What?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is insane. Unreal." But anyways, he was absolutely fantastic. Anyways, Garrett Scheider, son of Gary Scheider, and he is just following in his dad's footstep. He is becoming more and more comfortable with his guitar work, and that really shows. It really showcases on this album. Rob, you had actually mentioned something about that. And I'll let you do a little bit of.
Yeah, I the last album I listened to I took a listen to like his what does he have 3 albums out, something like that. First one, something about a diaper. I don't remember. But I don't remember the name of that one. But the second one,
Hand-Me-Down Diapers.
That's it. So Hand-Me-Down Diapers. Second one I liked a lot. But very much, and he's going to be following in the P-Funk tradition. But that second one was. It could have been a P-Funk album in my mind. I mean, it was very, very much. I mean, it felt like it would have fit in with their discography. But Pandemic, I kind of felt like he started to kind of like go his own way. It's like he's like, I'm a guitarist, it's funky, but he's got some serious licks in there on the guitar, and it sounds like he's like starting to get his own voice there. And I dug it. I liked Pandemic. I really did. So there you go. So much so that I got the ball.
Yeah. Now, so you had mentioned that you kind of felt like he was really doing more guitar work here than he had done previously. I mean, after re-listening to this album a couple of times, do you still feel that way, that he's kind of really? I feel like he's gotten a lot more comfortable behind his guitar. I know he didn't like to play it before. He liked to play it, but I know that his dad
wasn't like his main instrument, right? Yeah,
right. I think his dad had a major influence on what he was doing, and man, he was just.
Mm-hmm.
He was just. So let's play a clip from that album. It is now he has a lot of tongue in cheek. We played a little clip of like Pac-Man. We played Like Pac-Man, and we also played Loose a Nut, I think, also. So he's got a lot of tongue in cheek moments, very, very Parliament-esque. But here is a clip of the song called Fly from Garrett Scheider's album Pandemic. Check this out. Very just kind of just scattered. Yeah. That was a little taste of Fly, and that's off of Garrett Schneider's album Pandemic. And again, if you're asking why we're playing such short clips, we got 25 bands to go through here. We want to make sure that you guys are all, hearing all these great tracks. But that was Fly from Garrett Schneider's album Pandemic, which brings us to the next album, which should be no surprise, no real Parliament connections that I'm aware of, which is the album Resonate from the band Lettuce. Now, I did an article, probably, I'm not sure how long ago. I did an article not too long ago. Maybe it was years ago, actually now, called what?
But somebody just mentioned that you got to take a sip.
Oh, yes, sorry, we got to drink. Sorry. I took
something about standing up and twirling, and I don't know, that sounds like sexual harassment to me. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and I've already done with glass one, so I'm going to have to refill. So this is Lettuce's album Resonate, and Lettuce is one of those funk jam bands. And years ago, I had written an article an article on Funkatopia's website called "When Funk Went White," and
here it is.
I was talking about the fact that funk music used to obviously belong to Black culture. Where you had the Earth, Wind, and Fires and the Ohio Players and the Parliament Funkadelics, and you had all these bands. But then all of a sudden, there was this component that kind of came into the mix of a lot of, for lack of a better word, white guys that were picking up were just super, super funky artists and just amazing musicians. And there were bands like Monophonics, and there were bands like, I think I just turned myself up, Monophonics and Lettuce, and you had, there's so many bands. There's so many bands I could think of that were part of that whole Bear Creek collective, and you would see them popping up everywhere. And Lettuce is one of those bands that, don't pay attention to Andre on this chat list. He's a troublemaker. But anyways, it was
that's
one of those
right, man.
Yeah, I know.
We're simpatico.
So one of these things is that Lettuce has mastered it, has really mastered the funk jam band persona. I mean, these guys have been at it for over 20 years, and they've just gotten so good at what they do, and they are just such a funky band. And this is not the first time that they've been on this list, because they just really know how to bring that funk jam band. And one of the things I really liked about this album was on this particular album, I can't remember the name of the last track, and maybe the title track, Resonate. The last track on this album, they kind of do that jam band thing where they're kind of really in that jam band mode, and they are really just working it and having a good time. And you can see that it's just kind of like a, smoke them if you got them type of moment, where they just kind of stretch it out for 8.5 minutes. And what was that?
Technical difficulties.
I don't know. Anyway, so they just kind of stretch out this whole.
You're talking about smoking something, and it kind of got everything. Woo!
Yeah, they just kind of got this stretch now. Oh my gosh, Jaden is in here commenting, which means she's been listening to everything. Jaden is my daughter, in case you want to know. So, and she's 12. So, anyways, yes, I'm Jaden. Daddy was a bad boy. Don't do as I did.
Yeah, don't do anything he ever did. Nothing.
Do as I say. It's just much better that way. I'm just telling you. I've lived through it. I can tell you where the roads go, and it ain't someplace pretty. Just listen to me. Anyways. So Lettuce is just this fantastic band. I love Lettuce to death. They got so many great artists in this band, and you got Krasno in this band. Niles in this band. It's just so many people that are just fantastic musicians. And they also, what's really cool about them, they spin off in different directions. So it's very, I can't think of the word, where they just kind of, some members go to this band and some members go to that band. And they just kind of switch on and off. And you got Robert Walter's 20th Congress, and you've got Lettuce, and you've got, all these bands that just kind of intertwine members. And then Eric Krasno's got his own band. And it's crazy how it's just, everybody's they got their own solo projects, and it's just people borrow from this and people borrow from that. And it's pretty amazing, actually. But here is a little bit of a piece of a song off of their album called Good Morning, Mr. Schmink, off of this album, Resonate. Let's check it out right here. Very blues, a little bit of R&B, soul for sure. Yeah. Again, this song is called Good Morning, Mr. Schmink, off of their album Resonate. And it's just got that Fritz the Cat soundtrack type of feel. Not that anybody knows what that means.
I know what it means.
Yeah, I know what you know. I know you know. But anyways, so that was a little taste of Good Morning, Mr. Schmink from the album Lettuce. So if you like that kind of, soul type of, and here's another album that was not on this list. Lee Fields also had a brand new album too. Lee Fields is like a classic soul guy, but his album was so soul, and it really didn't have a whole bunch of funk to pull away from. But anyway, so that was Lettuce from their album Resonate. And it's been pretty much anyways, yes. Brian Davis said, this is probably the comment of the night here. Brian Davis said, Lettuce is the Wu-Tang Clan of funk. Yes, they are. They got members that kind of go everywhere and kind of do this, that, and the other. But yes, I totally get it. Anyways, yeah, so anyways, let's go to the next album, shall we? The next album on the list is the one and only, the mighty. Now, they've been on this list too, Orgone. Yep. I actually had an opportunity to see Orgone twice. Once was by accident because I was there to see, I think they were opening up for Fishbone at the Masquerade in downtown Atlanta. I don't know why Orgone was opening up for Fishbone, but it's a fun scenario. But Orgone was amazing. And then on top of that, I also got to see them perform again at Masquerade. And for those of you who are not familiar with Masquerade, which doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, Masquerade is a club in downtown Atlanta that they had. It was a huge mansion, and they had it set up in 3 different levels. They had Hell, Purgatory, and Heaven. Heaven was where the main bands played. It was just this huge arena. I saw many bands there. I saw King's X. I saw 9 Inch Nails. I saw so many bands. I've played there a few times too as a performer. And then Purgatory was like the bands that were like acoustic type of things, more acoustic acts. And then Hell was more like the techno type of acts as well. But for whatever reason, they set up Orgone to play in Purgatory, which was set up for acoustic, but I guess it was based on crowd size or whatever. But they were so good. And Orgone has been around for a long time. And what doesn't change from one album to another? Now, even though Orgone expands their entire repertoire and just they get better every single album, one thing that does not change is the sound of Orgone. And they are one of these bands that has managed to capture that 70s funk sound. Unlike anybody else, nobody else has the same sound as Orgone. It's the way they mix it. They kind of do it with this. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, drinking. My bad. It's wine night. We said we're going to drink every single time we switch an album. My bad. Thank you for calling me out. Luckily, I am drinking a very expensive bottle of wine tonight, so it's going to be. I'm not going to have a hangover. That's another advantage to some of the more expensive wines. Anyways, it's the way that they record it. It's the way that they kind of mute the sound down. They record it through old analog equipment whenever they have an opportunity to do so. So they're always creating this vibe in the 70s. Every album sounds like it was taken from the 70s and it was just some lost album that you never heard. And that's one of the benefits, I think, of of listening to a band like Orgone that changes their style and changes their delivery, but they don't change the vibe. It's kind of very, very Fishbone in a way, you know, because Fishbone has always been that kind of reggae type of thing. It's like no matter what they do, they're always going to be, maybe they're going to be louder than usual, or maybe, you know, it could be anything, but you always know it's always going to have that, it's always going to have that reggae feel to it. Same way with Orgone. Orgone has this recording capability that it's just bar none. Nobody sounds like Orgone. And it's one of the reasons why they're on this list. So let's take a listen to a song off of this album called Party People. And this is actually, they actually joined forces with one of my favorite bands, Pimps of Joytime. And so it's Orgone and Pimps of Joytime sitting in on this song called Party People off of their album. It's Orgone's album Connection. Here it is, Party People. Check this out. It's almost got like, I can't think of the name of that band. I can't think of it.
I think we already did it, but you know, yeah.
Yeah, I already drank. Yeah, but that's a little bit of taste of Orgone, and the song is called Party People, and they kind of joined forces. They joined forces with Pimps of Joytime, so that's a little taste of that as well. Great band. They're just such a great freaking band. Just a great band. But anyways, yes, 2020 demanded we drink. Again, this is the last Tuesday of 2020, so I'm glad that we're actually drinking, to be totally honest. You gotta forget 2020 for sure. Everybody drink because we're about to switch albums again.
Like every other Tuesday in 2020.
Yes. So we're about to switch albums again to the next one in the list, which is
a great album, which looks like this.
Yeah. And you know, Diamond Ortiz. Diamond Ortiz is from California, and he is very, very much into the whole, I guess, the synthesized funk. And this guy, every single year, he releases at least 2 albums. Every year, he releases 2 albums. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he creates the massive amount of albums that he creates. But dude, this guy is out of control. He writes so much material during the process of a year. I just don't know where he just finds the time. I really don't. Now, after re-listening to this album, Bulletproof, that made it onto the list, and the other album that he released called Classy Chassis, I actually decided that I liked Classy Chassis a little bit better than Bulletproof, but we're leaving Bulletproof where it's at because I didn't want to have to recreate graphics and do all this other stuff again. So Bulletproof stays where it's at, even though I kind of like Classy Chassis a little bit better. But Classy Chassis is an amazing album, and so is Bulletproof. Again, he's a releasing machine. He's always writing. He's always playing. It's just got a lot of synth pop. And there seems to be this resurgence of that 80s synthesizer with the talk box type of, I think Jamie Liddell probably is the one that was responsible for bringing a lot of this and Tuxedo too. There's some of those bands that kind of have brought that feeling back and kind of brought that vibe back. And I think technically, if you really want to give credit where credit's due, Bruno Mars kind of re-brought attention back into this whole process of bands that kind of reactivate this whole 80s synth pop sound for sure. And this is a taste of Diamond Ortiz's album Bulletproof. The song is called Devoted to You. This is on his let me make sure I'm
Olivia Newton-John song?
No. It's not a little remake. It may be. I don't know if it is or not. Maybe, but here it is. It's Devoted to You, which is off of Diamond Ortiz's Bulletproof album. And here's a little taste of it right here. It's got this whole feeling to it, this whole vibe to it. Can't hear you. So it's definitely got a great feel to it. And of course he does sing.
Just
But
not here.
that's a little. So that's a little taste of "Devoted to You" from Diamond Ortiz's album "Bulletproof." Again, he does have a second album that he also released in 2020 called "Classy Chassis," which is just as good as this one is. So definitely check out both of those. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're going through the 20 best funk albums of 2020, and what we're going to do after that is that we're also going to push out the full 2020 list. The full 20, something's going on with my microphone. The full 2020 list is going to be pushed out on Funkatopia.com. So you're going to see all 20 of these bands. Plus, on top of that, you're also going to have links to the entire albums. So you're going to be able to listen to these entire albums, every single track. As soon as this broadcast is over, it's going to be pushed out. And then you're going to start seeing this list everywhere, just so you're clear. But you are getting a first look at as this new album. Which brings us to a brand new artist that released his debut album this year. Get ready to drink. The album's about to change. It is Victor Trey Funk Love. Actually, the full band name is Victor Trey Funk Love with Soul Jinxed Mac Hammers. Again, Victor Trey Funk Love with the Soul Jinxed Mac Hammers. No matter how you try to write that out, you're going to misspell something for sure. Let's go ahead and drink. We got a brand new.
I didn't even hear it right.
Yeah. Victor Trey Funk Love with the Soul Jinxed Mac Hammers. Drink up. Here we go. Another band on this list. And these guys are, I can't really explain it really. What's the best way to explain it? Completely new. Undiscovered. This was his brand new album. And even though this album is called Blackovision Volume 2, there was no Volume 1. He just released Volume 2. And I went all along looking for Blackovision Volume 1. I've never, ever seen Volume 1. I couldn't find it anywhere. I did more research on this guy. This is his very first debut album, and it's called Blackovision Volume 2. There was no Volume 1. And it has a Parliament Funkadelic vibe to it. It's just got these really, cool swaying bumps, and you can hear that 80s funk influences on top of that with the Parliament type of Funkadelic vibe as well. Let's give it a little, and it's also got some hip hop, some rapping that's intertwined with it as well, which is actually very, very cool. So let's take a little listen to this song. It's a song called Summer Pool, one word, Summer Pool, but with no space in between summer and pool. And it is Victor Trey Funk Love with the Soul Jinxed Mac Hammers. Here is a taste of that.
Take a tip. Get wet.
Very funky. Yeah.
He's a brick house.
Yeah, so that is Victor Trey Funk Love with the Soul Jinxed Mac Hammers. This little taste of that song. That song was called Summer Pool, one word, Summer Pool, and you could definitely check it out. Yeah, it's got a lot of bass to it, and again, the best way to listen to this show is definitely on the Funked Up app, because you're kind of getting it's kind of muddy if you're listening to it via video, but you got the visual component. So I know a lot of people will watch it and have the app going alongside of them. So you're more welcome to do that as well. All right. So the next album is by a band from France, and they're not new to this list. They were on the list, I think 3 years ago in 2017 with their debut album, but here it is. This is their brand new album called Le Tour de Pouvoir, which is the name of the band is called Sissy Street, and Le Tour de Pouvoir translated means the Tower of Power. So it kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what you can expect when you hear this album. They really are paying. They're paying. Oh, sorry. Yes, we have to drink because we switched
Did you take
albums.
French? I don't remember you taking French.
I did not take French. No, I did not.
You do it. That sounds good, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, Sissy
No
Street
problemo.
has been on this list before in 2017 with their debut album. And so you can go to Best Funk Albums of 2017 on Funkatopia, and you can check out what we said about them that time. And they had a brand new album that just came out. I don't remember when it was. I think it was like the middle of this year. It was probably the middle of this year. And it is obviously an homage to Tower of Power, but it also has albums. It also has homages to other funk artists as well, including the last song on the album called Jabbo and Clyde, which is an obvious nod to John Starks and Clyde Stubblefield. So it is across the board. This album is nothing but an homage and a nod to the funk greats, and they are just fantastic. They're a band from so they're banned from France. And a lot of people don't know this, but France is like massively into funk. And they are just, it's surprising to me because they don't seem like a culture that would seem to be into the head bopping. They seem, I don't know. I've never been to France. It just seems weird that they're so into funk. I think Europe in general is very much into funk. I know Germans are into funk. It seems to be all over the map. But that all being said, here it is, Sissy Street, La Tour de Pouvoir, and it is a clip from the album, and it's the opening track called Trick, which they actually have a video for as well. That's actually pretty cool to watch. But here it is. Here's a little taste of Trick from Sissy Street. It's actually pretty cool. I have to talk over stuff so they don't shut us down. I got to get funky. Keep talking so they don't shut us down. The longer I talk, the more I can play. Hey. Okay, and that was a song called Trick.
All right. That was great.
I have to be able to bounce around and talk over the music, because if I don't, then YouTube's going to shut us down or Facebook's going to shut us down, and they do not like when you play copyrighted music, so you always got to talk over it. But that's okay, because as I said, after this broadcast is over, we are going to be posting this album, posting this entire list with all of the tracks from all of the albums on Funkatopia.com. So be sure to tune in to Funkatopia.com right after this broadcast is over, and you will actually be able to see this entire list. Which brings us to the next album, which is actually a little bit of a shocker, but here we go. We are switching albums. It's Jelly Bean Johnson Experience, Jelly Bean Johnson's debut album, which makes no friggin' sense. The album Get Experienced. Here we go. Everybody take a sip. Jelly Bean Johnson in the house. All right. So
hey, wait. Hold on. I got to stop
okay.
you here. So do you remember for a while in high school when this was your nickname?
No.
So
No.
yeah, actually, the reason I remember it so well is because when we went to Chris and I went to a school in Atlanta, which I don't believe exists anymore. Does Northside still exist?
No, it's Northside School of the Performing Arts is where we went to high school. It's actually it was referred to Northside High School, but it was Northside High School of the Performing Arts, and it was kind of like one of those fame type of schools. But then now it's been renamed to North Atlanta High School, and I don't think they do the performing arts thing anymore. But
that's too bad.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So anyway, so they had our music teacher, our chorus teacher, Densmore, I think his name was.
Yes, John Densmore. No, Billy Densmore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Billy Densmore.
So at the time, they I'm not gonna tell the whole story. But anyway, so we made a song, and we kind of like made like a like a offshoot of the song for the
West
Pet
End
Shop
Boys.
Boys,
West
West
End
End
Boys.
Boys, yeah. And so at the very beginning of the song, when we're recording it, you say something. We say something about it being the LFJB Midnight Mix, and that's 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 Long Finger Jelly Bean.
Oh my God, it's coming to me
Which
now.
was your nickname? They're
Long
like, I'm
finger
gonna be
jelly
Jelly
bean.
Bean. I'm like, all right, man, you can be Jelly Bean.
So, yeah.
But
So
anyway, I think we should move on.
yes,
I just wanted to bring that up, just
we
to throw
created
you
a
off.
alternate version of this of the Pet Shop Boys song "West End Boys," and
It's like
we it was a very very filthy version. It was really
it was bad.
disgusting,
It was
and
bad. And
it
very
was
not politically
it
correct
was
as
not
far
politically
as
correct, and it was
like if
very
we did it
inappropriate.
today, like yeah.
And somehow we created a cassette, and it got into the hands of somebody who made multiple copies, and, and the next thing you know, everybody was playing it, and we started to get bad grades in that class.
We were already getting bad grades because at the end of one
12?
semester they told us how many days we've been in class, and they got to you and it was 18. They got to me and no, they got to you. They got to me. Wait, hold on. I had more
Yeah,
days. I had less days out than you did, according to them.
yeah. Oh, we'll get
That's
to
what
this
it
later.
was.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We'll get to this later.
12?
Okay, Jelly Bean
12?
Johnson. Yes, 12. So, yeah, I don't want to start telling these stories with what's her face back here.
No, she needs to know what not to do.
Yes, Eddie, she does know what not to do. Anyways, yes. So that all being said, Jelly Bean Johnson, it's a shock to me that this. Okay, first off, most of you know him as a drummer, but he is an amazing guitarist as well. So he's a multi-instrumentalist, and many people have only seen him behind drums, but he plays guitar phenomenally well. So this is his first album ever. This is his debut album, which is just shocking to me. I mean, he's been on the Times album. He's played various. I mean, he's always doing something. He sat in with a variety of different artists, and so this is his debut album, and it's coming across that way because, again, the grand prize drawing that we did tonight, and also the second prize drawing, got a download of this album. We'll get a download of this album, and here's the problem with this album. It's really really good, but it's very difficult to find, and it's very difficult to purchase. If you happen to follow Paisley 5 and Dime, you can actually meet up with, Eric Rogers has like some different ways that you can actually get hold of this album. You can, if you go down a very, very convoluted path, you can actually find out how to buy this album. Even if you click to download it now, it's a manual process because you'll buy the album and then 24 hours later, somebody will manually send you an email with a download code to download this album. It's not an easy album to get a hold of. It's really, really good. But if I have to say anything, I don't want to say anything negative about any album, but I really want people to be able to hear this album. And I think it really kind of does the album a little bit of a disservice because of the fact that it's not widely available. It's not an easy album to get a hold of. It's not on Spotify. It's not on Bandcamp. It's not. Matter of fact, if you go to Spotify, there's only a couple tracks that are on Spotify that you can actually listen to from this album. So I just think that there's a huge audience that really wants to hear this album, but they can't. And I hope that they really fix this issue. I'm not going to call out any names. I just hope that they fix this issue because it's a really, really cool album. And I really want you to be able to hear it. And I really want you to go through the process. If you can find it, go through the process. And as you can see from the album cover, he's got some pictures of Prince behind him. So he pays homage to the influence that Prince actually had on him. But there are two tracks that are on Spotify that are on this album, one of which is She Can Get It, and another album that's on there is Put Some Jelly on It. And we're going to play a little bit of Put Some Jelly on It. So let's play this. I'll play a little bit of taste of Put Some Jelly on It right here. And I think this actually features, doesn't say it in the credits, but it actually features a bunch of people like Jerome Benton and a bunch of other people are on this. But here's a little taste of Put Some Jelly on It. Let's try it right now. And we got some count off, and here we go. So they kind of get into it. Got to do a little bit. I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to get shut down on the copyright of this because nobody has it. Yeah. Yep. So that's a little taste. So that's a little taste of Put Some Jelly on It. I wish I could play like a verse and a chorus of everything. But again, this just gets so insane the way that Facebook and YouTube gets so heavy handed about this friggin' about copyrighted music. It's just a nightmare. It really is. I was kind of curious exactly how I was going to be able to work through this night playing, so many bands. I saw somebody ask a long time ago if they had already missed an album. You have not. The band name that started with M. No, you have not missed it yet. We have not gotten to it yet. But let's go ahead and get to the next band in the mix, which let's see, where are they actually at down the list? Be totally honest. Yeah.
You forgot this one, really? This one you forgot?
No, I didn't. And here's where I need to make sure. Yeah, I didn't forget this one. No, I didn't. And here was the thing with this one act that I was going to be talking about here. We'll get to them in a second. Anyways, the name of the next band, surprisingly enough, and I don't know how, but surprisingly enough, this band, Octave Pussy, is a name of a cartoon character from George Clinton, and his it's basically from his what was the album that it was on? I can't remember. Oh, Motor Booty Affair. Motor Booty Affair is where this character, Octave Pussy, which is a cartoon character that George Clinton created, this band was named after that. And as you can imagine, this band is dedicated to all things George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. And on top of that, George Clinton actually appears on this album many, many times. And if that's not enough, they have a bunch of different members from Parliament Funkadelic that kind of come in and play some stuff and whatever. And this band has been around forever, which is shocking to me. This band, Octave Pussy, has been around since 1999. This is how long this band has been around. Yes, Brian Davis said, yes, the album is Aqua Boogie. The song is Aqua Boogie. And here is the thing. This band has been around for over 20 years, and they've released multiple albums, and I do not know how they have missed being on this list, because every album is just very, very funky. But I think it's just because it's just kind of strange. First off, they're a Dutch band, so they're overseas, so we don't really hear a lot of stuff that's going on over there. There's like a lot of different bands that are over there, and I think this one finally broke ground and actually made waves here in this album, this side of the pond, more or less. And it is their 6th album. If you can, how a band called Octave Pussy has released 6 albums and you're just now hearing of them is a little bit shocking. It's very surprising. But again, George Clinton is actually over them, but we are officially, this is no longer going to be an oversight anymore. We are going to be watching these guys for sure. And here is a little taste of what Octave Pussy has to offer. This is a song called My Profession is Funk. I'm a Funkadelic, that features obviously the band members of Octave Pussy, George Clinton, and various members of Parliament Funkadelic. There you go. Pretty good stuff. Yeah. So much funk going on. That's good stuff right there. That's a little taste of this song called My Profession is Funk, I'm a Funkadelic by the band called Octave of Pussy. And that's their 6th album. The name of this album is called Straight from Number 1 Bimini Road. And you definitely want to pick that one up for sure as well. And the next band that's in the mix, we got to take a sip again. Did we miss the sip from Octave Pussy? Man, I'm starting to feel
I did a little visual, but I don't know. I think you were in. Ooh.
I don't know if I can do this. This is like 20 sips of drinks for sure. The next band.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to take a sip while you're switching graphics.
Oh, yeah.
The next band, every year when we list the top 20 funk bands of whatever year it is, we have to pick out one. We don't have to, but I pick out one band that pretty much rules the roost, is like going to be the band to watch for sure. And that band, without a shadow of a doubt, this year for 2020, I would have to say that the band that wins the best in show, let's go ahead and say that. I guess that's best in show, is this band right here, Smudge All Stars. Never heard of Smudge All Stars. And they also have brought on some various funk members too. This band, this album also features Lee Scratch Perry and Alfred Pee Wee Ellis, which pretty much essentially makes us completely undeniable. And I tried to find some more information on them, but this album is perfect. I don't know if this is their debut album because I have not heard of them before, but when you go on Spotify, this seems to be the only thing that's listed from them. And they've got so many great songs on this album, and so many of them are funky, and there's so many different angles of funk. You've got the Parliament style of funk. You've got the 80s type of funk. You've got the deep down dirty cameo style of funk. Every single type of funk is represented here in this album. And it's definitely an album that you need to watch for sure. Absolutely. Do not miss it. It is an album, again, by the name of this band called Smudge All Stars. This is just a self-titled debut. Let's play a little bit of a track, a little bit of oh my God. No more drinking tonight, folks. This is a song called Brutal Funk off of this album, Smudge All Stars. It is Brutal Funk. Here's a taste of this. It's all over the map. Opening track, by the way. This is the cream of the crop right here. Smudge All Stars. George Clinton is on this too. On this album. That's a song called Brutal Funk. It is just one of these songs that is, again, it's Brutal Funk by Smudge All Stars. If we had to pick one album to be the cream of the crop, the best in show, this is it right here. This is just such a great album. It's just the way that it's produced, the feel of it, the different styles and facets of funk. It's just a perfect album. Love this album, Smudge All Stars, for sure. So that takes that. Next one is actually a Funkatopian who may actually be in this mix. I don't know if he's here or not in this or not. Is Jelly Bean in the house? I hear people talk. Jelly Bean's in the house. Yeah. Jelly Bean Johnson's in the house. Jelly Bean, thank you so much, brother. Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean's in the house, and you can buy it from jellybean-johnson.com. So you can actually buy it from there. Just pick it up. If you got an opportunity, we're kind of going back in time. But yes, it's a great album. Jelly Bean, thank you so much for joining us. This is a Funkatopian for sure. Peter Agard is in here. He has actually released his own album, I guess a couple years ago. I can't remember the name of the album, but it was like 2 tracks, and each one was like 45 minutes long. It was like side 1, it was 45 minutes, and side 2, which is 45 minutes. And each one was this long ass journey that just took you down this. It was just crazy. It was just insane. So now he is actually teamed up with a guy named Thomas. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. It's Smages Joe, J-O Smaggage Joe. I don't know. It's a guy named Thomas and Peter Agard. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. But the two of them got together. They're a duo.
I like how you're making up letters, though. That's my favorite part.
I know.
It's S-M Joe. The letter Joe. And the letter 3D. And all right. Am I gonna have to take over? I don't have anything, man. You're gonna have to keep going. I can't fill in. You didn't bring me in time. You brought me in like 2 hours ago. All right. So this is the Bump Squad, and the album name is Weird is the New Cool.
God. All right.
And laying down on train tracks is not something that we think anybody should do.
Oh, it's train tracks. I thought it was like the framing of a house. That's what I thought it was. But okay.
Yes. House spelled H-O-U-Joe-E.
The Bump Squad. Oh my God.
Anyways, is this the return of the Bump Squad? Or is this
no, it's not return of the Bump Squad. I'm sure it's a little bit of a nod. I'm sure it's a little bit of a nod to Prince for sure. The Bump Squad's been around for quite a long time. The term Bump Squad. But Peter Agard is a Funkatopian. He is actively in the mix. Miko Wave's in the house too. Miko, what's going on, brother? Michael's in the house. We and Michael, you're on the list too. We have not gotten to you yet. And Mofo Rising, I know you're in here. You're on the list too. We haven't gotten to you yet, so stay tight. We're got to you guys, kind of giving you a little bit of a prep. But anyways, the Bump Squad is Peter Agard and Thomas. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Thomas S. And this is an album called The Bump Squad. And this duo really is just, once again, this is another one of those bands that kind of shows a lot of admiration to the 80s and the 80s synth pop funk. And they did such a fantastic job with this album. Here's a little bit of a taste of a song called Amish-ish. It's Amish-ish. Amish-ish, which is Thomas and Peter.
Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah, just try and do whatever we can. All right, here we go. Amish-ish. Let's take a listen, shall we? Oh. This is Amish-ish. Gotta keep talking.
Gotta keep talking. Build that furniture.
Yep. Amish-ish. And again, that's Amish-ish it's a little bit of a taste of Amish-ish from the Bump Squad. The album is called Weird is the New Cool. And that's a little bit of a taste of that as well. And man, what? Oh yeah, Marshall's like, drink. Does it really? Do I need to drink anymore? Really? I think I'm kind of at my limit here.
I think you are too.
All right, let's just go ahead and do it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, this is going off the rails for sure now. All right. So that was the Bump Squad. Weird is the New Cool. Congratulations. You were on the top 20 best funk albums of 2020. And which brings us to the next album, which is by a lady by the name of Moniqua. Now, this is the first time. This album's called Los Robles and Washington, or I guess that's like Los Robles.
Oh, you got it. Los Robles. Sí.
Los Robles.
Muy bien.
And
Los
Washington.
He
And
watching.
basically, she is not only a hip hop artist, but she's also has a really good singing voice as well. So she's kind of a, I don't know if she can dance, but if she did, she's a double threat at this point. If she can dance, then she's a triple threat. but it's but it's Moniqua, and she is all over the place as far as other people's albums. So if you look at her line of work, if you kind of do some more research on Moniqua, and she's all over the map. She always appears makes guest appearances on various other people's albums, but this is actually her own album, Los Robles and Washington. And it's actually pretty cool. She works with the producer XL Middleton, which you may or may not have heard of. He does a lot of stuff over in the California side. But her past work has been all over the place. It's been talked about on OK Player and Afropunk. So she is, people definitely know who she is, but this is one of her albums. And it's great to see her doing her own thing right here. And here is a little taste of Moniqua. This is a song called All the Time. Here's a little taste of this song. Very Madam X. It's All the Time by Moniqua.
Sounds like there's a Parliament sample in there.
Oh yeah, it's very Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Moniqua, and the song is called All the Time. That's a little bit of a taste of that track right there for sure. Which brings us to the next album on the list, which, okay, let's just go ahead and just straight out of the gate, let's go ahead and say it. This woman has been at it for a very long time, so it's really good to see her on the list. She's only got 2 albums that I'm aware of, and that is Nick West. Nick West is a bass player. She got the attention of Prince. And I think, Prince always has an eye for artists that are kind of over the top, artists that really pay attention to a lot of their marketing, make sure that they're kind of like Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe had, the crazy, really high hair, and she was like really frenetic when she was on stage. So there was a lot of that. And Nick West was exactly the same way. Nick West came out and she did these really bold colors, did crazy hair, and she was always in motion. She paid attention to her performance, and she was all about the way that she marketed herself. And she is an amazing bass player. And this is her album called Moody. And again, she's gotten the attention of a lot of different people. And I have no doubt in my mind that if Prince was still with us, that he absolutely would have worked with her at some point in time. I know that he's given her shout outs before in previous coverage that I've seen before. So I know that he knew who she was. And I'm so glad to see her kind of, breaking out of her shell and kind of really putting a good collection of songs together on this brand new album called Moody. And we're going to play a little bit of a track of this called Thumpalina. And this is it's a song that features Nick West, of course, her, and also Larry Graham. So it's the 2 of them together, and 2 amazing bass players on one recording. Here's a little bit of a taste of Nick West's Thumpalina from her album Moody. Check this out. Try to play it again. It's called Thumpalina. So that's a little taste of Thumpalina from Nick West's album Moody. It's kind of all over the place, and she is just a bass monster. She's so fantastic, and she absolutely positively needs to get the attention that she deserves, because she's a monster. She's absolutely a monster. Which brings us to the next album, which is a band by the name of...
Digging that 80s vibe.
Go ahead and get our drink ready. Oh my gosh, I do not need this at all. Mofac, or maybe it's Mofic. I think it's Mofac, I think is what it is. You faked your drink. There you go. There you go. I saw you
I was
go
waiting
like,
for your name right. I was like, get the name.
Mofac, and the album is called My Town. And these guys are just, I don't even know how to explain it. Once again, this is another band that has really kind of gone into the 80s synthesized funk and has really just kind of embraced that whole thing. And the other thing, too, is that he is, the guy's name is Mofac. And matter of fact, I think his Facebook page is Mofac Mojeezy or something like that. But he is really into funk music, but he's also really hardcore, got a lot invested in the talk box. So he's an obvious fan of Zapp and Roger. And Marcia says, I didn't drink on the Nick West album. We're just going to let that be for right now. We're just going to let that be for right now. I'm not going to play catch up right now.
I'm going to need an intervention.
Yeah, I'm going to need, yeah. By the time we get done with this, we're going to be like this. It's going to be the last band in the mix is going to be like, great. That's how it's going to be if I continue drinking every single band. Anyways, so Mofac is a great band. I think they're also out of California as well, but they've got a lot of guest spots as well. D-Lock is on here. Cocaine is on here. So not the drug, the actual rapper Cocaine. So there is, there may be on here. I don't know. It is 80s synth pop. So your guess is as good as mine. Here's a little bit of a taste of Mofac. And this is a song called She's Gotta Have It that also features Slim Dynamite and Kayla Conley on this track right here. This is a really, really great track. Mofac, She Gotta Have It from their album My Town. Got a good bounce to it. Yeah. That's a little taste of the song She Gotta Have It by the band Mofac. So it's She Gotta Have It. And that is a track from their album called My Town, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of some of the funk on here. I know you're only getting little pieces, but again, I don't want to keep over explaining it, but YouTube and Facebook will shut you down if you play too long of a stretch of music that is copyrighted music. Even though we're ASCAP licensed, we have to jump through a bunch of different hoops. We had to do it for the Garrett Scheider interview that we did like 4 weeks ago is what we did for the interview with Garrett Scheider. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We fought it and said we're ASCAP licensed, and it was also Garrett Scheider that was telling us to play the songs, and they allowed us to play the music. And just today, so it just kind of gives you an idea. We have to battle everybody for 3 or 4 weeks just to get a video or music release. It's insane. But all that being said, anyways, the next band in the mix is a band by the name of Old School Funky Family. And let me give a huge shout out to Rob right now for doing these covers.
Come on, come on, come on. Rona, get the Rona, get the Rona, get the Rona.
Old School Funky Family is a band, another band from France. It's kind of like Sissy Street.
Wait. You were praising me. Hold on. I jumped in and you were praising me.
I was praising you the fact that you are actually taking the helm of switching out these album covers. I want to thank you so much because I don't think that I could do it.
I don't think you could either, man. Not at this point.
I think I am in a totally.
I'm struggling, and I know you'd be struggling.
Yeah, it's just too much going on. It's too friggin' much going on. Oh yes, drink. I'm sorry,
Anyway.
drink. I'm still going to follow the rules, even though I missed one. But technically, there's been several places where I've taken 2 sips on an artist. So I've kind of.
Nobody wants to hear it, man. Just drink.
All right. Okay.
There you go. All right.
Luckily,
tell us about the movie. The song.
Okay. Old School
Whatever.
Funky Family, another band from France, just like the previously mentioned Sissy Street as well. They have been around for 16 years. I have no idea why we never heard of them, but they have 4 albums underneath their name. So they release an album once every 4 years. But again, they're from France. So it's kind of unusual because once again, Europe is really, really big into funk. I feel like I'm in the wrong country for sure. As far as wanting to be in a place where everybody listens to funk. United States, we don't listen to funk unless it's wrapped in with a new artist who just happens to be playing funk, like the aforementioned Bruno Mars that we were talking about. But with countries like France, they seem to be playing funk everywhere, like everywhere, which is just shocking to me. But anyways, they have 4 albums to their name. It's kind of like Maceo mixed with Wolfpack, mixed with a little bit of Fela Kuti in here. It's all over the map with these guys. And they are so good. They are obviously they've got funky in their name. What you pretty much know what you're going to get right out of the gate. Here's a little taste of Old School Funky Family. The song is called Kampala. And this is off of their album called Tonus. You can't really see it, but it's right on the bottom, right underneath the dog. It says Tonus, Tonus. And here's something interesting. It's Tonus and then a space and then an exclamation point. It's that way on Spotify. It's that way on their marketing material. And I don't know if there's a reason for that or if I didn't take French, as Rob so eloquently pointed out. If there's supposed to be a space between a word and an exclamation point in the French language, I don't know. But it's Tonus space exclamation point. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's an acronym for something. I don't know if tonus means something in French, but it doesn't matter. Let's play this song so I can get out of this discussion. It is called Kampala, Old School Funky Family. Let's take a listen. Getting funky. Yeah. It's got that shuffle beat to it. In a picture, there's like 15 of these guys. Or 12. A lot.
And one dog.
And one dog.
And a running ball.
There you go. And what a great band. There you go. There's a little taste of Old School Funky Family. That was a song called Kampala off of their album called Tonus space exclamation point. All right. I know there's a lot of Mofo Rising fans in here. We're going to get to, we're just a few albums away from Mofo Rising. Yes, I kind of gave you a little bit of a prequel to let you know Mofo Rising is coming. But we got a couple more bands to talk about.
There's no order. There's no order. It's not a hierarchy. None of that stuff. The only one who has to worry about things in order is me, because I got to put the pictures up. So no order.
That's correct. And so the next band in the mix is a band by the name of The Brooks, and the name of this album is called Any Day Now. It's got here's what's interesting about The Brooks is this is a really, really great album from front to back. It's very, very James Brownish. So it's got a lot of the, it's very, very focused on the one. It's got that bouncy James Brown feel, but what they also do is they also integrate a lot of Jay Dilla type of mixes into it. So there's a lot of bizarre types of segues and backbeats that are happening throughout the music. So it's like James Brown meets Jay Dilla is basically what it is. And it's just, they seem to kind of keep pushing the line. So it's a funk album, but at the same time, it's like they're right on the cusp of just kind of, let's see where we can kind of take this type of thing. And but it's all still rooted in funk, and it's a very, very great album. And again, the name of the band is called The Brooks. The name of the album is called Any Day Now. And here is a little bit of a taste of a track called Headband from The Brooks off of this album. Enjoy this.
You guys say something, man.
Oh, I gotta say something. Yes, we don't get cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any day now. Headband.
Headband.
Yeah.
So
Makes me want to wear headbands. Yeah.
makes me go, get up, kiss myself. Ha!
You hear that extra meh, 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 meh?
I think you're. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just this weird thing that it's just that's what I'm talking about. These guys are super super funky, but they don't stick to the standard. They don't stick to the standard 4/4 type of arrangement. They always want to just take things and just say, all right, let's just maybe do this maybe a little bit extra or a little bit longer. It's just the way that it's a really, really great album. What I like about it, it's funk, but there's a bunch of surprises and there's a bunch of unusual things that are in the way that kind of make it so, yeah, I really, really like this, but then I'm surprised and you're kind of taken off kilter a little bit with some of the stuff that they do. So yes, great album,
man.
Brooks, any day now.
It just got right into me, man. I'm still feeling it.
Oh yeah, it's a great album. Now again, once this broadcast is over, I'm going to hit the publish button and you will be able to see all 20 of these bands and all of their albums. You'll be able to listen to all of this stuff in its entirety right out of the gate. So it's pretty awesome. Mofo Rising, you're only a couple away. The next band is a band that I just can't, it's insanely impossible to explain.
Oh yeah. 5 Alarm Funk. Yeah.
5 Alarm Funk they are insane. There's a lot of bands that want to capture that frenetic energy that many bands have, and you simply can't capture it. 5 Alarm Funk manages to capture it. Oh yeah, sorry, drinking. Sorry. Got a drink. Here we go. 5 Alarm Funk. The name of the album is called Big Smoke. Everybody take a drink.
Or a smoke. Or a big smoke.
Or a big smoke. If I was smoking right now, you'd be running the whole show. For sure. Or it would just be an absolute
I don't know.
It would be a viral video for sure.
Facebook will be taking you down for a totally different reason.
Yeah, I can't, once it gets legalized in Georgia, these videos are going to be completely different. just a forewarning. Once it gets legalized in Georgia, these videos are going to be completely off the rails, just so we're clear. Because once again, for those of you who don't know, my name is Mr. Christopher. I am the founder of Funkatopia and the host of Funkatopia, pretty much everything Funkatopia. Everything you see at Funkatopia.com is completely and 100% all me. I think we've had one writer on the staff a long time ago who wrote like one post on all of Funkatopia. So everything you see on Funkatopia, everything you hear on Funkatopia Radio, everything that's here is a culmination of things that I've put together. But I say that to tell you that this gentleman right here, Rob Rhythm, is my all-time 100%. It is my all-time, my best friend on the entire planet. He has known me longer lengthwise than anybody other than my mother. He knows everything that there is to know about
I need to talk to your mom, find out for sure.
It is an honor. He knows more than my mother does, actually, technically. It is an honor to have him actually part of this show because there are going to be so many little jokes and things that we tell off and on that you're going to enjoy. And it's an honor to have him.
You're going to be like, why the hell are they talking about that?
I don't know. I just kind of felt like there was like this moment that was just that deserved attention. Rob, I'm so glad to have you on the show. Thank you for joining on. Man,
I'm loving it, man. This is so much fun, man. This is fucking great. Drunken, I love you, man. Yes. Woo!
Screw you, Marsha. Marsha, oh snap, the drunken, I love you, man.
I ain't going over no cliff, though.
Was she one of the winners? No.
Sorry, Cammy.
I was going to take your prize away. I love you, Marsha. Thank you. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Oh shit!
The drunken, I love you.
Now we share a love of this music, though. That's one of the things. I think that was one of the first things that made us such great friends. is we love music, and this music is, yeah, this is like this is our heart right here. This music. So
Yeah, Kevin says he's the Thelma to your Louise.
no cliffs. I ain't going over the damn cliff.
We've gone over many cliffs. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say, now that I think about it, I think we've done that. So fuck it.
All right, so
No more cliffs.
So what's funny is that I only got an opportunity to see Five Alarm Funk once, and they were performing at a festival in Chattanooga. And the reason why I was at that festival was because it was Purple Experience, which is a Prince cover band that's amazing. They're really, really good. And Morris Day and the Time were playing at this Chattanooga Music Festival. And on the side stage, building up to that, was Five Alarm Funk. I had never got an opportunity to see them live. And what was funny is that we actually got, my wife was with me, and she was not acclimated to the whole how to get backstage type of thing. And I happened to know the guy that was managing the whole entire scenario, was managing the whole festival. And he says, "Hey, do you guys need a ride up to the stage?" Because we parked far away over by the hotel. And we hopped on the back of the golf cart, and my wife got on the back of the golf cart with me, and he drove all the way past security and all the way past the backstage security. And the whole time Dion was like, "Should we be getting off the golf cart? Just stay quiet. Don't say anything."
Shit that only ever happens to you, man. I swear to God, that only ever happens to you.
I said, "Just stay on the golf cart. Don't move. We're going backstage." And they drove us all the way backstage, and they let us off backstage. And so we didn't have to say anything. We didn't have to do anything. And Dion was like, "Oh, this is how you get backstage?" And I was like, "No, but it happened." But we were hanging out backstage with Five Alarm Funk. And then these guys get on stage, and they have, first off, Teo Branston, who is the drummer for Five Alarm Funk, is off the friggin' rails. I mean, they're all just have so much energy, and they're just like this ball of just energy. And they're always running around, and they're always just jumping up and down. They dressed up in monkey suits, and they jump around the stage, and their percussionist comes out in booty shorts. This is a guy dressed up in like Daisy Dukes, and he's like running around on stage, and it's just insane. And the whole entire show is like this. It's just like, and what's amazing to me is that energy is actually transposed onto their albums. So when you hear all their albums, it's just got this energy. You can feel it. You know that you're listening to Five Alarm Funk because he's really over. Teo does most of the singing, and he just has this really, really wild, over the top character, kind of like Bootsy Collins with a "Wild Me Up." No, it's got this whole entire energy and character to it. And these guys are just phenomenal, and they have such an amazing energy, and they're so much fun to listen to, and they're definitely fun to watch. And nobody knew who Five Alarm Funk was when they went on stage in Chattanooga. But by the time that they were over with their 45-minute set, they had a line going, like, literally no joke, like a half of a football field long of people wanting to buy their CDs and meet them. And it's an honor to have them on this list. They are such an amazing band. It's Five Alarm Funk. The name of their brand new album for 2020 is called Big Smoke. And this is a track called We Play the Funk. And this is actually a track they released as a single before this album was released, that they did with, of course, Bootsy Collins. So it's Bootsy Collins and Five Alarm Funk. And this is a song called We Play the Funk. Here's a little taste of that. I'm going to talk a little bit. Yeah. We play the funk. Yeah, that's his We Play the Funk with its which is Bootsy Collins and 5 Alarm Funk is a little taste of We Play the Funk that is on this album, Big Smoke. This whole entire album is a monster. It is literally a monster. I love 5 Alarm Funk. Those guys are so great to hang out with. If you ever get a chance to see them live, you will never forget it. It's one of these live bands that puts a lot of weight into realizing that if we're playing live in front of somebody, it's just kind of out of the gate. All right. Are we ready? I know there's a lot of people in here. Oh, wait, we're missing something.
What? I'm not missing something, man.
Go to the
I
next
followed
one.
your instructions.
Go to the next one.
You want this? Oh, wait, hold on.
Go to the next one.
No, hold on. Jeez, man. Such a freaking slave driver.
We're missing it. There you go. That's what's supposed to be.
Okay. I think so. But that's okay. No. It's all my fault.
Okay. So the next band, and obviously they're in here. Okay, yes, we got a drink. Sorry, Cammy's like, drink.
I don't think we should drink anymore because clearly I'm screwing up.
Okay. Mofo Rising. Let me tell you, this is a great friggin' band. All right, so.
All right, you mofos.
Okay, Mofo Rising. Based out of Chicago. And this is kind of really insane, really. First off, they're not on Spotify. So you can't find them on Spotify. If you search for Mofo Rising, you're going to see Mojo Rising. So they're not on Spotify. So we have to go to Bandcamp in order to get their listings. But it's Mofo Rising. Again, they're a band that's based out of Chicago. They've been together for 30 years. These guys established in 1990. I have no idea why we're not seeing them until now. It is such a great album. It's just, I can't, oh my gosh. It's just ridiculous how friggin' good these guys are. Unfortunately, their marketing, and I don't know if it's the person who's doing their marketing or whatever, but you can find a lot of information on them on Facebook, and their album is only available via Bandcamp. And so you can't find them on Spotify. So it's Bandcamp or Facebook. You can actually get a lot of stuff there, but Bandcamp is, I guess, the primary place where they've been pumping out their stuff. And they have a saying that goes, stink, stank, stunk, a bing. Let's try this again. This is not good. I cannot read Dr. Seuss type shit. I love these guys, but this is going to be very, very difficult. This is like a challenge of the night.
Stink,
stank, stunk, a big fat sack of deep, dank, psychedelic funk. There you go. I did it.
There you go.
Stick.
Woo!
So I made it through, so I'm going to try it again, right? Stink, stank, stunk, a big fat sack of deep, dank, psychedelic funk. It's Mofo Rising. And again, as far as we can tell, this is their first album. I mean, even though they've been together for 30 years, I was not able to find any other albums. Of course, this is like a marketing thing where I was able to find Mofo Rising said their album just dropped 2 weeks ago. So they really kind of came in underneath the wire. They're actually in here. Thank you, Mofo Rising, for putting it in this. There you go. I'm going to post it up top so I don't have to keep on saying it.
You might want to put that phrase in there too.
There you go. Mofo Rising. Stinks. I'm trying to do this.
Yeah.
You do it, Rob. Go ahead.
No, they did it. What?
No,
Stink, stunk, a big fat sack, deep, dank, psychedelic funk? Is that what you say?
No, that wasn't it.
That was close. That was closer than your first try.
Yes, it was actually.
Stink, stank, stunk.
Yes.
A deep, dank, psychedelic funk. How you like that?
That is their link for to actually get their website. Yes. So, anyways, their whole So, I guess they've been around for 30 years, but they were previously known, according to Mofo Rising, they were formerly known as. I wish that I had them online here.
Jagoff?
Jagoff.
That's what I got.
Jagoff. So they are actually.
I was formerly known as that too, actually.
Yeah, but again, these guys are so friggin' good, and I don't know if this is their debut album or if they had any previous releases underneath Jagoff. I don't know. But however, this album here is amazing. You can actually find them on Bandcamp. Once again, once this broadcast is over, I'm going to be clicking on. Matter of fact, let's do it now. I'm going to publish it right friggin'
Yeah,
now.
just put it up there, man. Get it done. You're not going to be able to do this after the show.
I know.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah.
I am publishing this. What do I have the right? Oh my gosh! Yeah. So, anyways,
And now for the exciting part of the show: posting online.
This is the reason why I didn't want to do this right out of the gate because I cannot walk and chew bubblegum at the same friggin' time. It's just not.
You never get to see this. White Christmas drink.
We're going to be publishing the entire top 20 list, along with all the ways to actually hear all of these bands. You can visit their websites, you can visit their Facebook page, you can visit their Bandcamp page, you can visit their. Everything's going to be there. But anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. Mofo Rising. Let's play a little bit of a track from Mofo Rising for sure. I'm going to play a piece of a track called Detroit Purple. And this is off of their album Mofo Rising. Let's take a listen to this. This is called Detroit Purple. Yes. I'm going to make sure. You guys got to make sure that you clear this copyright.
This is good posting music, by the way.
Yeah,
if you want to post something online. When I post online,
Detroit Purple.
I post to Mofo Rising.
That's what I do too. Yeah, that's Detroit. It's a little taste of Detroit Purple from Mofo Rising. Man, these guys are phenomenal. And we only have one more to go for the top 20, and then we're going to get to Marsha. I know Marsha's saying good night, but we actually have 5 bonus CDs too, so we only got 6 more bands to go through. But anyways, yes, it's a Chicago band called Mofo Rising, and they are so friggin' good, unfriggin' believable. I'm actually going to be, I'm going to actually be uploading the latest and greatest of this top 20 for sure. Yes, it's very, very nasty. Mofo Rising, great band. A bunch of different tracks on that for sure. A bunch of different tracks. Which brings us to the next band on the list. Thank you to Mofo Rising for actually hanging out and waiting for them to appear. I probably should have put them earlier in the list if I knew they were going to actually be hanging out.
So
I'm so sorry that you guys so far down the list, but there's one more band in the list for the top 20, and that is.
I hope it's this one.
It's Lex Soul Dance Machine is actually what it is.
Good.
Next.
Why the hell isn't this work? Come on, work.
Yes.
Work. No. Yes.
There you go. Lex Soul Dance Machine, and the name of the band is called. The name of the album is called Lexplosion 2. Everybody drink. I'm at the bottom of my drink.
Damn! Did you get through that whole bottle?
No. Oh my gosh! But look at this though. Hold on a second. I've got to make myself bigger here. Hold on a second.
Don't do that in front of us, man. I don't want to see that.
Yes. This is how much of the bottle I have done by myself.
Wait, turn it now so I can see the name of it again. What is it called?
That's how much of the bottle I've done by myself. It's called Camus Vineyards.
Oh, okay, cool. Right. Is it red?
Yes, it's a cab. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, 2018, Camus Vineyards, and that's how much I have drank by myself.
You've done a good job.
Yeah, it's not been a great thing. It's not what you really should do. Anyways, how do I get back to the mix?
You can't get back now. Well done. I'm proud of you, man.
All right, I've got 5 more bands, so let's we're pouring a little bit more. Oh my god, you guys are killing me. This is my god.
You got to shorten the list. Next time you got to shorten the list.
Yes, I know. We got one more band in the top 20, and then we got 5 bonus bands. And I'll explain the bonus bands once we get there and why they're in a bonus section. So let's talk about this is the final band of the top 20, which is a band called Lex Soul Dance Machine. And this is without a doubt, this is the first funk band ever to ever be on any of our lists from Estonia. I don't even know how Estonia has a funk band. We had a good friend that actually lived for many, many years with my in-laws by the name of Raivo Otsman, and he was from Estonia. I had never even heard or even cared about Estonia until he came. He actually came in town.
Estonia's pretty though, man. Seriously, I've never been there, but I've seen pictures.
Sure. But he came in town for the Olympics in Atlanta, and he managed to stay with my in-laws and actually started living with them for many years. And he stayed with them for a long time, and he didn't even go back to Estonia until a few years ago, which was just shocking to me. But all that being said, he was telling us all kinds of stories about Estonia, like when people died, like when grandparents. Oh, I'm sorry, we got a drink. Sorry, my bad. During Lex Soul Dance Explosion, or is that what? No, sorry. I was mixing the band name and the name of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Only a few more to go, man. You can do it. I got faith in you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can do it, man.
Take over. I tried. I really tried. It's just, oh my God, you guys suck for putting us through this. These little drinking games that you guys come up with that just make life miserable. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, man. I'm going to talk you down.
Lex Soul Dance Machine.
Nice.
Lex Soul Dance Machine. The name of the album is called Lexplosion 2. I don't know if there's Lexplosion 1. I didn't happen to look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just drink. Just drink. It's Lex Soul Dance Machine.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
okay.
Drink. I didn't even make it on this last one. I'm trying. Oh my God. I'm trying.
Are you sure?
I am. I just friggin', oh my God. Lex Soul Dance Machine. All right. The first band ever on this list, or any list that I'm aware of, from Estonia. And Raivo told me when he was here in the States, he told me, he said that when their parents or grandparents die, that they bury them in the walls. Literally, like they take down a section of the wall and they put their dead bodies in the wall, and then they cover it up with plaster or whatever it is, and then they just decay and become part of the house. And I was like, that certainly can't be true. And apparently it is true. I don't know if they let them decay first and let the smell go away before they embed them in the walls, but I can only imagine. If you've ever had like some kind of dead animal die within your walls or in your attic, it is a smell that never friggin' goes away. But I can't imagine what a human being decaying in your wall. Anyways, Lex Soul Dance Machine. It's just getting off the.
Wow. I'm not sure if this got dark or light. I'm not sure what happened, really. Yeah, that's a good point, Andre. Yeah. I can't do it. I don't have enough room. I don't have enough room to twirl. But I sat down. Oh, a drum roll.
A really dark rabbit hole is what it is. Anyways, Lex Soul Dance Machine. It's a little small European country just below Finland and Sweden.
Ooh.
It's kind of just tucked away down there in Europe, and this is it. Lex Soul Dance Machine. They've been around since It's just so horrible. I just can't even.
Maybe you should
Not
just play the song.
bad.
Somebody recommended you just playing the song. Just play the
It's just
song.
a horrible delivery. It's just my apologies to Lexol Dance Machine and the fact that you were at the end of the list and you've got the worst of me. I just want to let you know. Anyways, they've been around since
You will remember
2013.
it though.
Yes, you will. They've been around since 2013. Here's a song called Basics off of their album called L'explosion 2. Take a little listen to this. Oh my God. A little bit of a drums. I don't think we're going to get any copyright issues there. A lot of bass. A lot of kick drum. Yeah.
This will wake up the ghosts in the walls.
All right, that was a song called Basics. I want to make sure that we don't get cut off here by Facebook because once again, if Facebook starts hearing copyrighted stuff, they're just going to start just cutting off things. It's just going to be a mess. This is an my apologies. I just can't. And the problem is that when Rob is here, I just I revert back to my childhood, and it's
I can blame it on me.
It goes downhill.
What the hell? So uncalled for.
God. All right, so there it is. There is your top 20 funk bands of 2020. Now, however, we do actually have 5, count them, 5 bonus bands. We're going to go through relatively quick, 5, and let me explain why they're in the bonus section. They are worthy, absolutely positively worthy to be on this list, and they are on the best funk bands list of 2020, without a doubt. So technically, this list is the top 25 best funk bands of 2020. However, bands that are in this bonus section fall under one of 3 categories. Technically, either their album was 30 minutes or less. Which they may have released an album and it was just a really, really short album. Either they released an album and it only had like a few songs on it, maybe 4 or 5 songs on it. So it was technically an EP, or it was a re-release of an album that was previously released that was kind of beefed up. So that all being said, we are going to go to the bonus section, which are 5 CDs that we're going to talk about, or MP3s or vinyl or however you decide to purchase this. And let me go ahead and clarify once again, once this broadcast is over, all 25 are going to be, a little shout out to Mofo Rising. All 25 are going to be put up on Funkatopia.com. We'll be posting this and you'll be able to see everything. It's going to be pretty awesome. But all right, here we go. Here are the bonus CDs. Let's go to the next bonus CD, please. Of course, this had to be at the top of the list. It's Prince's Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. It was a very, very big quandary for me to not put this on the top 20 list. It was such a quandary for me, primarily because of the fact that it had 4 dozen tracks that were previously unreleased that nobody had ever heard. So technically, it was the equivalent of 4 albums that were released with this reissue of this album. And so it was kind of difficult for me not to put it on the official list. Again, any artists that are not in this official list are still part of the best of 2020. So we've got some great, great albums that are coming up that you should definitely pay attention to. And these are bonuses. These are extra albums that you absolutely should pick up.
You don't have to pay anything extra for this.
I don't have to say anything extra. I don't have to do anything extra for this particular.
You don't have to drink. You don't have to do anything.
I can drink. I will, because this deserves it. 4 dozen unreleased tracks. It's ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just unbelievable to me that
I don't
this
get
band
it.
has released so much music that the reissue of this album got 4 dozen unreleased tracks released with this. It's just ridiculous. So here it is, a little bit of a taste of what's on this. If you haven't heard this yet, you're insane. But let's take a listen. How could you deny that? You can't. It's just a masterpiece. Oh, anyways, how can you deny that? It's friggin' Soul Psychedelicide, 4 dozen tracks of unreleased music. That's ridiculous. That is just unheard of. It's just, there are artists and performers out there who spend their entire career trying to amass 4 dozen songs in total. This was just his throwaways that ended up on this friggin' reissue for Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. So it's just insane. It's ridiculous. He absolutely positively deserves to be on this list. He would have been part of it, but it kind of was like unfair because it was a reissue of an album that was released in what, 1987? Is that the date that was originally released? I want to say that's right.
87, 86, 88, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I want to say it's 87. But yeah,
I can't keep up with all the days we skipped school. So
yeah, it's a blur for sure.
It's a blur.
So yeah, it goes without saying that that's a fantastic one. Now, this next album is one that completely caught me by surprise. This is absolutely an example of not judging a book by its cover. And the name of that band is a band by the name of Brotherly. You want to put that up?
No.
Brotherly.
Yes, there it is.
Now, if you are looking at the cover of this particular album, Brotherly, and their album, and the name of the album is called Analects, what is immediately evident? What is immediately evident is that you're immediately thinking this is a duet. This is somebody sitting an acoustic guitar, and there's going to be a girl singing, and it's going to be very, Jewel. I don't know what you're expecting when you hear this.
Hey, that's just what you're thinking, man. You're so narrow-minded.
I don't know. You see this cover, and you're immediately thinking you have automatic things that fire off in your mind. This album is not that. This album is absolutely fantastic. And one of the reasons why is in the bonus section was because of the fact that it was more, I want to say Brand New Heavies meets Lisa Stansfield, with a little bit more leaning towards Lisa Stansfield than anything else. So it kind of entered the jazz Sade type of arena, but it was still very, very Lisa Stansfield, and it was still it was unbelievable. And I loved every single track on this album. It was such a strong album, and I can't wait for you guys to actually sit down and listen to these fantastic tracks from this duet. And this is a song off of their album Analects. It's a song called Put It Out. And here's a little taste of Brotherly from their album Analects. Here it is, Put It Out. It's not what you're expecting. Brotherly. Album's called Analects. Song is called Put It Out. Yeah. And that was a little taste of the song called Put It Out by the band Brotherly. The name of the album is called Analects. That song was called Put It Out, and they are so friggin' good. It's so friggin' good. And it's one of those things where, again, you look at the album cover and you're thinking, maybe your thought process is this is going to be totally different. But man, this whole album is very funky and has that Lisa Stansfield, India Davenport type of flow to it for sure. I would absolutely, Yeah. Jimmy Jensen, you are absolutely right. It says, I would judge that brotherly cover art as an indie coffee shop hipster duo. But yes, they are extremely funky. You're no doubt. You need to pick it up. You need to check it out. Once we post that, I implore you to go and listen to this album. It's so friggin' good. So friggin' good. Without a shadow of a doubt. Now, we got 3 more to go and then we're done here. And this next one is a band. Well, it's actually a producer who is very, very popular. He's done a lot of independent work made a lot of appearances on some random albums, but he is a producer out of, I want to say California, but it's the album that absolutely positively had to happen. It is an album called Black on Purpose, and the name of the artist is Salaam Remi. Salaam Remi, it is unapologetically Black Lives Matter throughout the whole entire album, and he has I can't think of any other way to he's got everybody from Black Thought from the Roots to Busta Rhymes to Common. Everybody gets in on this album, and many people haven't even heard of Salaam Remi, but he is the album has a very, very D'Angelo Black Messiah type of feel to it. So it's had some funk elements, but there is a lot of things that kind of offshoot for sure. And he is he is so phenomenally good. This album is so strong. It is very much this album is a statement for sure. So when you look at society today and everything that's going on in the news and just all the things that are going on with politics and everything, this album had to happen. And I'm actually surprised that this album hasn't gotten more attention than it deserves. And you need to hear this album from front to back. Again, it's going to be on this list. You need to listen to it, but it's by an artist named Salaam Remi. And he is a producer does some pretty impressive work all over the map with a lot of different artists. And I guess he decided that he was going to release a solo album, and he cashed in a lot of the favors that he had with some of the previous people that he had worked with. He'd worked with. That's a sign of take another shot. Here we go. Not a shot, but take a drink. Salaam Remi. Black on Purpose. And then there's also a lot of soul part of it too, where it's kind of more laid back, because he has artists like Bilal and Jennifer Hudson and Anthony Hamilton and CeeLo Green on this album as well. So he's got a lot of guest stars, a lot of powerful guest stars as well. And he is a force to be reckoned with for sure with this album. And it's very, very impressive, but very purposeful and meaningful and strongly worded album. And this is a track from that album. The album is called Black on Purpose. Here is a song called Live from Soul in the Horn. I'm sure that means something to somebody, but this is one of the tracks that this is one of the tracks that he does not have any guests on. It's just Salaam Remi. And again, it's called Live from Soul in the Horn. And here's a little taste of that from his album Black on Purpose. Check this out. Just a lot of stuff. Live from Soul in the Horn. Yeah, and that particular song has a lot of Fela Kuti in it for sure. And it's just, the guy is just, I don't know what his history is. I think that Maisha said, is he a descendant of Fela? I don't know. I don't know what his whole backstory is. I just know that this album is very, very important and very worth a listen for sure. He's a monster. And this particular album has just got a lot of strongly worded, very, very strong opinions. And this is an album that had to happen for this year. A great album for 2020 for sure, to kind of wrap everything up, especially for just for all the political crap that's going on right now. And God bless all of you states that still do not have runoffs that are going on like we do here in Georgia, where we're still watching political ads for another week before this all gets wrapped up. It's just unreal. Anyways, make sure you take a listen to this when you see this list for sure. Only two more to go. The next album on the list is somebody who actually worked with Prince quite a bit, Mono Neon. You got a brand new album in 2020 called Toxic Wasteland to the Hills. And as many of you know, he was actively working with Prince on a Madhouse style release that was going to be called, what was going to be called? It was not going to be called MPG Orchestra. I can't remember what the official name was, but it was kind of like a Madhouse-esque type of work where he was going to be working with Prince on a variety of different on this instrumental album. And you've probably heard a lot of different tracks here and there. But anyways, Mono Neon is a bass player extraordinaire. And it's a really, really great album. But the problem is that it's one of these albums that continually is technically 30 minutes or less. And so it's almost an EP, even though he released it as an album, but it's takes less than 30. It's shorter than a Steely Dan album. It's 30 minutes or less. And it's a great, it's got a lot of funky tracks on it, but once again, it's just so friggin' short. And Mono Neon is just this incredibly fantastic bassist. But what's funny is that his popularity has grown when he takes clips of like our commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, if I had to define it. But he'll take like clips from Donald Trump, silly things that he says, and he'll like loop it and then play like, or do like an entire discussion or entire interview that Donald Trump did. And he'll like take that dialogue and then play bass behind it and make it really like this kind of funky song that just sounds completely off the wall. And that's really kind of what he's gotten a lot of notoriety for, is creating these insanely weird videos where he takes some awkward moments from Donald Trump or whoever it is, the political person that he's trying to poke fun at, and just playing these weird bass riffs behind him. And that's kind of how he's gotten a lot of the traction that he has online. But for us Prince fans, we know that he played bass for Prince quite a bit on some various studio stuff that we have yet to see the light of day. I think I was trying to think, what was the one track that he had with Prince that was released? Anyways, he's got his own stuff, and this is one of them. Toxic Wasteland to the Hills. Here is a track called Going Cold Turkey From Your Touch. And this is from his album Toxic Wasteland to the Hills. Here's a little taste of what that sounds like. Little Mono Neon. Kind of all over the place. Toxic Wasteland to the Hills. He didn't really do a whole bunch of singing. And when he does, that's what it sounds like. There you go. That was a little bit of Going Cold Turkey From Your Touch from his album Toxic Wasteland to the Hills. And I don't think I took a drink. I'm going to take one more drink because we only have one more band to go. Yes. Is there a Toxic Wasteland one? I think that there is. It was an unreleased album that was buried in his collection. Matter of fact, when we release this list, you can actually go to the website and you can see all the independent releases that he's done, which most of which are buried in obscurity somewhere, but you can see them. And he's pretty awesome. All right. And the last one on the list, the last absolute positive last one on the list, my good friend who for many, many years I thought was Miko Weaver. And I think that Rob did too, because it was released in that time. It had a very, very Prince sounding just a feel to it. And it seemed like everybody that had anything to do with Prince was releasing independent music or independent albums, everybody from Sheila E. to Eric Leeds to, I mean, just everybody seemed to be releasing something. Brown Mark, everybody had something going on. And Miko Wave came out right in the middle of that, 1987-ish, came out with the album Cooking from the Inside Out. And it was a really, really big album. Well, it wasn't really big album, but it was pretty popular among the Prince fans for sure, because absolutely everybody thought it was Miko Weaver. Even Miko Weaver actually released an album called Miko Wave. And so then everybody started making that connection, and Michael here with Miko Wave actually had to put a stop to it. But even though after Cooking from the Inside Out, which came out in like 1987, he went dark. And then he was creating enough music where he was releasing an album every single year. Not releasing an album, recording an album every single year. And it just kept on coming. He just kept on recording and recording and recording, but he never released any of this music. And so I finally was able to get in touch with him and actually do an interview with him. And we talked a lot about some of the stuff that was going on, some of the history of the 80s, some of the things that he was going through. And now all of that music that he was recording over all of those decades, all of it is slowly being leaked out. In this particular case, this album was released in 2020. It's called The Definition, and it is an EP. There's like 4 or 5 songs on it. And you can probably expect to see a lot of new music come out of Miko Wave's collection, because he's got so much music that he's been sitting on, and it is going to be just an incredible, incredible release. You know, we will actually link to that interview. If you missed the interview, yes, it was it was so much fun. Yeah. And again, Jimmy Jensen on here in the chat group is saying he only did one album. He actually technically did a bunch of albums, but he only released one album. And now all of that work that he's done, all of that recording that he's done, all of that production that he's done is going to start slowly coming out in huge bulks and waves. So you can expect 2021 to be a Miko Wave year for sure, because you're going to start seeing a lot of this stuff. So without a shadow of a doubt, guy is very, very talented. We actually played this track when he was on the show before. It's a song called Shots Fired, and it's actually on this Definition EP. Here is a little bit of a taste of Shots Fired, so you can take this in. Check this out. Shots Fired. Miko Wave. Shots fired. It's called the Definition EP. And again, yeah, this song is called Shots Fired, and it's off of his Definition EP. So you definitely want to keep an eye out on him too, because there is a bunch of music. The dude has like a couple hundred songs that he's going to be batching out in a huge wave, and it's going to be coming, and it's going to be a monster for sure. That song is called Shots Fired.
I'm so excited about that. Seriously, because I remember when that Cooking from the Inside Out came out, and I bought the cassette, and I was listening to that cassette every day on my way to and from work. I was working at a grocery store. I'd be on the bus and the train, and that thing kept me going. That I'm excited. That's what you just played. I'm so hip. I'm so hot about that.
And all of his music was just like, it was just such a monster. It's like he was able to maintain that funkiness. He was able to maintain all of that. It was just such a man, just incredible.
Yeah, no, that just brought me back, man. You played that, and I was like remembering those days.
Oh my God,
You were great days, but that album kept me going. That album kept me going.
Oh my gosh. So there you have it. We listed the top 20 best funk albums of 2020. Plus, we gave you 5 bonuses. That album, as soon as this broadcast is over, is going to be on Funkatopia.com. That's Funkatopia.com. We're going to be posting that up there, and you're going to be able to see all of the albums that I talked about. You're going to be able to listen to all of the albums in the entirety. And on top of that, if you follow Funkatopia on Spotify, if you go to Spotify.com or if you open the Spotify app and you search for Funkatopia, you're going to be able to see, if you search for Funkatopia, you're going to be able to see our playlist, and we'll have the best funk of 2020. And you're going to be able to hear all of those songs that I picked out in their entirety in that collection on that playlist, because I picked one song from every single one of those albums and put it in the best funk of 2020. And you can hear all those songs in the entirety with no threat of it being shut down. So I'm sorry that we actually had to play like really small pieces of these songs, but we had 25 bands to get through. And even as quickly as we did that, we still are 2 hours and 40 minutes into this mix. And it's a lot. So I'm between that and the raffle that we just did for the Princemas raffle. It's just, yes, Jimmy Jensen, I couldn't have said it better. Thanks for the great semi-drunken show. It's a lot of fun, for sure. It's just so much music that's out there, and I just can't. I'm glad that we're actually able to be a part of this. Here's what I can tell you: if you are manager of a funk band, or if you're in a band that plays a lot of funk, please make sure that you send me an email kind of letting me know about a band's release, because one of the things that I do, even if I don't respond to you, I take those emails that are coming in and I put them into a review folder. And at the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, if I didn't hear the album previously, I will actually I will actually go in there and I will actually re-go through all those emails and double check to make sure that I didn't miss a band or just miss something really, really great, which is how I found, Brotherly and the Analects album. And and if you know of a band, or if you know of a really, really great act that you want me to hear about, please make sure that I know, because I just can't hear everything. There's no way that I'm going to hear about bands in France and Estonia and places like that. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. Oh, we didn't do a drink for Miko Wave. This is it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This. We're done. 3 glasses. So here was the bottle of wine. It's $80 bottle of wine, and that's how much is left in this entire bottle. That's insane. And you want to know why I was like barely holding it together a few that's it right there. That's it right there. It's a mess. It's a friggin' mess. It's all your fault, but it's a lot of fun. Anyways, it was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I was reading on the side here. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a great time. Congratulations to all the winners that all the winners of the Princemas raffle. Congratulations to third place was Trish Westberg, second place Henrietta Littleton, and first place Audrey Talley, who walked away with a grand prize. And I want to say, Trish Westberg, I think you're the only one that I do not have the address for. So if you want me to send your present out or send your gift out that you won, please make sure that you send me your physical address in my mail. And it's great. Fantastic. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. It was just great. 25 bands that we went through. Plus, on top of that, we highlighted some songs. The post will be up here within the hour on Funkatopia.com. So make sure that you visit there and listen to the entire album. It's going to be great. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to hear about it for sure, without a shadow of doubt. And congratulations to all the winners, and thank you so much for donating to Princemas. We've already forwarded a majority of the donations over to PRN alumni. So congratulations to PRN alumni. I'm glad we were able to raise so much money for you guys. And Rob, you didn't really get to talk a whole bunch, man.
Like ever, like, you know, because you got so much, you know, you don't ever stop, man. You don't even take a pause. It's like, and I'm like, what?
And here's why. Let me explain this. For many, many years of this, I have been doing this by myself. I've had a few guests that have come in. Dr. Funkenberry was in here for a little while. He's been on for a few shows, and he was. I've always been doing it by myself, and so I always have to keep on talking repeatedly, and I just had to keep on. Roundabout. I was had to keep on talking repeatedly, and fill in the space because there was nobody else to take over. And so now now that you are actually an official co-host on this show, I have to figure out a way to shut the fuck up and let you talk some. I just have to stop. I have to get into that mix. I have to get into the mix.
Slow down, man.
I have to start learning. Hey, take a breath, take a drink, do whatever, and let Rob talk for a little bit. But this was a little bit different of a show because
It's all right, man. I'm not a talker like you are. So just a little.
I had the whole Kristen Silent Rob. I've had this whole entire show tonight scripted because I had all the bands laid out. I had all the order I was going to be calling them out. Everything was scripted. I was anticipating doing this by myself. And when you told me you were actually going to be here, I was like, oh, well, shit, what I do now?
That's because you let me know ahead of time. It was like a couple hours ago. You're like, hey, man, you going to be on the show? And I'm like, there's a show?
I emailed you yesterday. What was it yesterday?
You emailed me? You got to text me or call me or something, man. Because that email, I'm not like an online kind of guy.
Hashtag Rob Talks 2021. So moving forward,
and maybe 2021 doesn't suck. Not that 2020 because talking, that 2020 definitely just sucked.
So moving forward, what we will do is that next broadcast that we have, we're going to do it where it's not so scripted. There's nothing going on. That's one of the things, though. I like to prepare for our shows. So I want that our shows are prepared.
I don't want time, man. You just give me 2 hours.
I know. I don't want 3-4 hours of. All right, so let's see what you guys have to say here. That's annoying as hell. It's so annoying. I can't. That's so ridiculous. I want you guys to be entertained and be informed and have a good time. So that all being said, Rob, thank you once again. We will make sure that moving forward in 2021, I will make way. Make way for Rob's input for sure.
I don't have to say anyway, though, so it's fine.
So Jimmy asked a very good question. Are you guys doing a New Year's Eve show? I wasn't planning on doing a New Year's Eve show, but we may just do one. If we do, it will be announced on the night of or the night before. Because here's what I was going to do. I was planning on doing a.
My wife.
I was planning on doing a DJ show where I was going to be just spinning a bunch of music, but with all the shit that I'm dealing with Facebook and YouTube, and with them shutting us down and disconnecting us based on some music, it's been a nightmare. So I want to do something cool on New Year's Eve, but I don't know what it will be. So I'd love to be able to hang out with you guys. If you guys are interested in hanging out, then, absolutely. Garrett Scheider. Oh, Garrett, what's up, man? Garrett Scheider's in the house.
Dude.
Yes, Garrett, you tuned in late, but the problem is that we you were like number 3 on the list. So you should have tuned in a long time ago. Congratulations, your album Pandemic.
With the Garrett.
Yeah, your album Pandemic is on the top 20.
Oh,
Garrett,
yeah.
thank you for joining us, man. Jelly Bean Johnson, I see you in here as well. Jelly Bean, obviously, all honor to you for sure, man. You are the man. And your album is also on this list. Talk to your marketing folks and make sure that your album is more readily available. Because I think it deserves to be seen, and your marketing folks need to get on it. Dag nabbit, make sure that, and just
yeah,
call me. I'll hook you up. I'll make sure that things get taken care of, and your album gets available and distributed correctly in the way that it deserves to be. Not saying that anybody dropped the ball. I'm just saying your album is hella difficult to get a hold of. But it made it on the list. And so, yes, put some jelly on it, as Lenny says. Put some jelly on it. Lenny, as I told you, brother, where it is. I'm representing Purple Underground in the house. Purple Underground. Make sure that you join that Facebook group, Purple Underground. Got a lot of great stuff. Everybody, good night, everybody. I hope you had a good time. Mr. Christopher signing off. Rob Rhythm signing off. We will be
getting for Rona. Wear a mask.
Watch out for Rona. Get through 2021 for sure. We'll see you guys later. Adios, amigos and amigas. We will see you guys shortly for sure. And good night. Hopefully we'll see you in a day or two. We'll see what happens. We don't plan shit. Good night, everyone. And Rob, talk to you later, brother.